Howdy, partners, and welcome back. Well, not exactly to the table, but to this here saloon, I suppose. Joined by three wonderful people to help me test out a system I've been working on for the better part of a year now. Actually, let me pop up. I can actually get my Discord vision up. Yeah, all right. First and foremost, I needed somebody in here that would no doubt push my system to its limits, and somebody who's been working on their own game seemed like a good decision to pull in. Kirran, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm very excited to see how you guys like this system. I've run a couple of one-shots of variations, like very early versions of this, and one a little bit more recently. Actually, just down below me, a rule, like a basic rules card will pop up, kind of explaining how things go. But I'm very excited to get rolling in here, and of course, I needed your partner in crime in on this. Grant, how you doing?
Yeehaw, giddy up, and sarsaparilla. There's my extent of Western knowledge.
Excellent, excellent. I look forward to building upon that as we move forward. And joining us, the wonderful Caitlyn Elizabeth, who's been very gracious to join us here. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm ready to be rootin', tootin', and shooting all over the place.
Ooh. Right on, right on. Ooh, you even got the drawl in there already.
Oh, I got
like
the
it.
drawl,
like
sweet bean.
Y'all ready?
Y'all gonna make me look so bad.
Yes.
You can be as southern as you want to be, partner.
All I picked up is y'all since I've been here.
That's all you picked up since you moved to Texas? Picked up y'all? I mean, I guess that's the one you hear the most.
I was trying to think of like what an unexpected accent in the West would be, but would still make some layer of sense. And I couldn't think of one. I was like, maybe like a really hard Midwestern or like New England. Like, I just got here. Hey, how's it going?
that one's about half a century off, but
Like so close. Just so close.
A few European accents would probably stick out here and there. But you're for the most part, this will be taking place somewhere in the Black Hills of South Dakota, just out that way. It's kind of perfect for that old Western setting, and I just wanted to roll in because the last time I did a one-shot with this system was actually over on my personal Twitch channel. Caitlyn, you were there. It was a cyberpunk one-shot, and I wanted to try to vary it up a little bit with something a bit different.
We're not blowing up any skyscrapers today, right?
Nah, skyscrapers don't exist yet, darling.
Hell
You're sitting in an area where the tallest building's probably about 7 stories tall, and gosh darn, that thing, I don't think they can build buildings no higher without breaking some sort of godly code.
Oh yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, we'll roll into this as soon as I give a brief explanation of how this game works. So it is a 2d6 system, very similar to Monster of the Week, powered by the Apocalypse, but I basically took out all of the classes and just opted to go for a straight perk buy system where you can go as in-depth with how you want to build your character as you want, or you can focus on building the character that you want, a jack of all trades or something that's very, very focused. My goal was to make this as simple and easy to play as possible, as for as many people that might be super beginners, or for people who just want to play a fun, casual storytelling RPG as opposed to something that kind of bogs you down with stats and minutia. Combat in this rolls a lot faster than many modern RPGs, typically being over within a few actions, depending on what you're going for. It is also a reaction, which, I love D&D, but sometimes the combat can really bog down for me.
It's more fun on paper.
So things move a little bit quicker. It's a reactionary game, so it's not so much we're going in turn order. It's something happens. Okay, I want to do this. And if the person wanting to do this is asking to do something that might be considered challenging for the average person, they'll have to roll for it, rolling 2d6 and adding a stat. That way they'll be able to figure out how successful they were in doing something. For example, I'm not going to ask somebody to roll something if they want to open an unlocked door. That seems silly. But if they want to try to pry open a bank vault, that might take some doing. And
With
it's
their bare hands.
Yeah, it's all up to player creativity as well. If you have tools, if you have something that you want to do, like it might change up the type of roll that you use. Like varying your approach will determine a lot of what you will be asked to roll and a lot of how things pan out. Because there are certain things where if you're trying to do something a certain way, even a failure, like an outright rolling below a 6 failure, will mean the results aren't that bad for you. Whereas let's say you wanted to try to pry open that thing with a crowbar, you roll below a 6. Crowbar might snap in half. If you wanted to use acid, however, you might just, you won't damage you'll probably damage the safe and you'll lose the acid, but you're not breaking a proper tool that you have. So yeah, the basic idea is to be creative, tell the story the way you want to tell it, and I will tell you how things pan out when you want to do it. I roll 0 dice throughout this experience. It will always be the players rolling the dice to determine how the story moves forward. So yeah, basically, basic rules are when you roll that 2d6, anything, if your result is above a 10, like a 10 or higher, then it's considered a critical success. Like you automatically succeed in what you are going for. If you roll between a 7 and a 9, it's kind of like a Pyrrhic victory or a slight failure. You might get what you want, but it might be a little bit more complicated than that. There might be a complication added to all of that. And if you roll a 6 or lower, that is typically considered a failure. Now, players can buff themselves by allocating stat points to vary up their build, as well as picking up certain perks along the way that would allow them to better handle certain situations. And we'll explain those as we go out through the game. But for right now, would you guys like to give we'll give brief introductions to the characters as they're introduced in the story, if that works for everybody?
Sure.
Works for
Yep.
me.
All right. Before we begin, I'd like to let you guys give a chance to plug yourself, let people know what you're up to out there on your own channels, and basically speak your piece before you're essentially at my mercy, and or vice versa. Caitlyn, how about you? Would you like to introduce? Because I know this is a new batch of people to talk at for you.
Oh, hello. So I'm Caitlyn Elizabeth. I am a voice actress. I'm in anime and video games. I was in Little Witch, Academia as Croy Merides. I've been in Paladins and a bunch of other stuff. I don't know. I can't keep track of all that stuff.
It's a good sign.
I heard you do a commercial.
Yeah, I was doing Build-A-Bear. I've done. I did some stuff with Disney and Pixar for a cooking show not too long ago.
Nice.
Yeah. So all over the internet. With all that said, you can find me at Boobs McBalrog. Yes, Boobs McBalrog. All over the internet. Twitter, Instagram. You would. Twitter, Facebook, all that spots. I'm also in a podcast called Nerd On. So if you just look up Nerd on Twitter, Twitch, all those places, we stream games. I stream scary games on Fridays. Nerd on the podcast. Go listen to our stuff. We talk about nerdy stuff.
Hell yeah. How about you, Grant? You got anything going on that you'd like to plug out there for people? Things you might be up to, where they can find you, what you doing?
I've been trying to stream more since I've been able to kind of normalize a schedule a little bit better, so it's been able to give me time to actually plan to do stuff rather than kind of reacting on a day-to-day basis. But you can find me, twitch.tv/MasterWGS, or YouTube under the same thing. And on Twitch, I've just been streaming kind of random Civ and Risk of Rain, and Fighters is going to get a big update soon, so I'll probably be going back to that. And on YouTube, I've been playing through Final Fantasy VII, which you might have seen the beginning of on the TFS gaming channel.
And Kirran, I know you've been up to a bunch lately. How about you? Where can we find you at and what you up to?
I'm Kirran. You know who I am. Your Moonstone and everything. I'm making a card game, video game. I just got the system almost rule complete, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Your Moonstone, hi. Let's do this.
All right. It's the mid-1800s out in South Dakota. The Wild West is still raging and roaring. The trains are just starting to roll across this land. And we're fresh out of a pretty bloody war, brother against brother and all that. Winners, losers. In the end, all that left was bodies. But some out there still look to the new frontier for hope. Look out for finding gold, finding their way in this mixed up world. It's here that we find a lone man riding down the trail as the weather begins to turn a little south. Slight on the portly side. Nice, brimming with a beautiful push broom mustache. Fresh out of a town that, well, he may or may not have been rightly run out of. His name? Barnabas Biscoe. Those that know him call him Buddy. Though, typically not for long. Barnabas, the weather's starting to pick up pretty heavily as you're riding down this trail here.
I adjust my hat, kind of just slouch my body over, try to get my shoulders blocking as much of the rain as I can.
You just found yourself run out of that last town you passed through, tried to sell a man some land that you might not have owned and, hell, might not have even existed as far as you're concerned. Well, this was the wrong man, and rather than stick around and face the music, you thought, better to get out of Dodge and find a new place to sink your teeth into and rest on your laurels.
You'd think after signing that paper he'd realize what he'd done, but oh well. Unfortunately, the beggars can't be choosers.
As the rain begins to start to form just sheets and sheets in front of you, you see what looks to be a bit of salvation ahead of you. Looks to be a lantern light out front of a building. I see a couple of carriages parked out that way.
I head in that direction, looking for a place to hitch my horse and a nice warm fire to sit by, dry off for a bit.
You find as you ride up to this particular tavern, you find yourself in front of the Lone Weasel. Nice little rest stop, and you're in dire need of one.
Well, I hitch up my fine steed, whose name is Melody, by the way. She's a sweet little horse. And as I walk inside, I take a look at the patrons of this here establishment and see if anyone looks like a friendly sort.
Yeah, you pop through the front door of this establishment, and you find yourself in quite exalted company as you are greeted by a kindly gentleman behind a bar near the far side of the tavern. Hello there, and welcome to the Lone Weasel. You look around the tavern, you find yourself in the company of a few various bands of people. Off in the back corner, you see a gentleman with relatively long black hair, a few streaks of gray in there. Seems to be tinkering with an old timepiece. You find a woman sitting next to a priest. And you see a couple of harder individuals off in the corner playing cards. Now, Mr. Barnabas, are you carrying any iron on you this day? Are you packing heat?
I do, in fact, have my trusty 6-shooter on my person.
Well, the bartender takes a look at the piece on your side. Well, afraid you'll have to check that. He points over to the side of the door where you see a relatively athletically built older woman sitting by the side in a little weapons check and coat check area.
I head on over and I bring out my weapon, my firearm with zero. I don't fight back at all. I go ahead and check it, keep a nice friendly smile on my face. Meanwhile, I real quick gonna use my first perk here.
Okay.
With Smuggler, I have the ability to hide any object that can be held in one hand from detection. I still also have a knife, and I'm just going to make sure that is somewhere nice and close that I could reach for should I need it. But I will keep it hidden.
You got that nice and tucked in your boots there. Nobody's catching a sight of that there blade that you have. The weapons check woman, her heavily tanned face, fairly weathered, looks you up and down. Don't go making any trouble now. As she takes your weapon and hands you a ticket to basically claim it as you leave.
I give a nice little nod and a smile. Said and heard, sweet thing. Nice place for me to sit around here?
You got the bar up there. There's plenty of tables. If you're looking for a place to stay for the night, we got rooms upstairs, but that's $1 a night for you.
Sounds tempting. I think I'll take my chances at the bar for now.
All right, as you wander through the area, we shift our attention to the black and gray-haired gentleman, goes by the name of Joe Jeopardy Poole. Joe, you're just passing through here on your way to a town nearby. You caught wind of a town that has access to a very, very particular mineral that you've been kind of coveting for a while. You found some of it a long time ago and were able to mix it in with mix it into some of your equipment. It's quite rare. You've never seen anything like it. It's lighter than any metal has any right to be, really. But it's so strong. You find yourself on your way to Prosperity, South Dakota, as a gentleman comes up and sits next to you, the fine Barnabas Buddy Biscoll.
Well, how do there, partner? Looks like you got a bit of tinkering over here.
I immediately upgrade my gun.
Well, you checked that on your way in, but...
Damn it. Okay.
When you get back to it, we'll see.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Never been one for fancy doodads and such, but kind of do a little peek around the bar. Seems like quite a pricey object to be playing with around such figures, don't you think?
What are you talking about? I checked it. Ha ha ha.
Oh, I apologize. I mean, I point at the fine mineral he's been messing with. I more meant that. That seems like a bit like something precious.
You know any place you've seen something like this before?
Oh no, that's why I assumed it was so valuable. I don't think I've seen anything like that in my life. Hi, sorry there. I've been exceedingly rude. My name is Barnabas Biscoll, but you, my good sir, you can call me Buddy. I extend a hand for a handshake.
I give him a little nod. Jeopardy.
Well, that's a fancy title there. So, Mr. Jeopardy, what's got you brought here to town?
Just passing through. Hey, you ever hear anybody talking about old smuggling? You know what I'm saying? Just a little hush, little whisper. Anybody got any leads?
I never dabble in any such black markety affairs, but if you're looking for some kind of connection, I'm sure we can figure something out. What's your poison, good sir?
It's no poison. It's no poison, buddy. It's this. Magic. It's something special.
No. I was gonna buy you a drink, friend. I wasn't asking that. I was figuring we were gonna talk like gentlemen.
There's a bit of an uproar over at the card table as one of the men stands up. There seems to be a small, meek individual walking behind him as he does so. And the man, as he's standing up out of his chair, this big, tall, brutish bear of a man just knocks this small guy to the ground as he's, like, accusing these gentlemen of cheating at cards. But as he's bumped into this individual, he turns and looks down at him. And here's where we shift our focus over to the young lady who was traveling with this small, meekish individual. As this bear of a man looks down at this small, let's go with worm of a man.
What you go bumping into me for?
I'm sorry, my sir. I was simply going to fetch refreshments. Blanche, you met this traveling priest on the road on your way in here in a very similar situation to this, just getting picked on by somebody significantly larger than him.
Oh, no. What's the priest's name?
The priest's name is Pastor Pete Monahan. I didn't mean to. Could I possibly get
What you can do?
Oh, Lord. Fellas, you mind breaking this up? I just wanted to have a drink with my friend.
Well, listen here,
Blanche is
lady.
gonna walk over.
This man stands probably about a head taller than you at like 6'3". You're not small at 6 foot. He looks at you.
Damn big for a woman. I don't mind a challenge, though.
He gives you this very sneering grin with his yellowed, tobacco-crusted teeth.
I wouldn't mind a challenge if there was one here.
The men at the table. Oh!
Barnabas nudges Jeopardy. Ooh, drinks and a show. Turns around in his bar stool and starts watching.
I'll turn around too.
The woman at weapons check. Better not be causing no trouble back there.
There won't be none. We'll be done in a minute.
You got a mouth on you.
As do you. It's right on your face. Did you not know?
I know where my mouth is. And my fist's gonna know where your mouth is!
As he reels himself back.
And she has... Oh. She's just gonna punch him square in the face.
All right, roll a body check. Which will be 2d6 plus your body stat, which I did not update since you had fitness regiment. It is 1 higher than what is listed beneath me in your card.
Correcto. So it'll be +3.
Yeah. So that's a 9.
Yup.
As you throw your fist forward, any unarmed damage, you take half of your body stat. You deal half of your body stat in damage. So as he lurches his fist forward, you throw a fist straight into his face. Each of you take 1 damage. If you have shield.
I do.
Yeah, feel free to explain.
So I've got a leather vest on, and it's reinforced. So leather vest would normally be 2, but reinforced is going to be +3.
Oh, that's armor.
And then I've also got combat reflexes, which gives me +1 shield.
Okay, so due to your
not gonna do much.
due to your knowledge of combat, shield in this game is damage mitigation. So what would normally be 1 damage is now 0 damage as you duck under him and just deliver a swift punch straight to his guts as he whiffs over your head. He kind of starts holding on to his he holds his hand where you just knock the wind out of him.
You damn bitch!
And he looks like he's going to attempt to fight again as the lady in the weapons check just sort of rolls her eyes and prepares to break this up. But you have another reaction to make as he is going to attempt to attack you again.
Yep, I'll just give him another wallop.
All right. 2d6 plus body.
Be 7, 10.
All right. And with that, when you roll a 10 in combat, you deal all of your damage and take none of theirs. So before he can even get himself reeled back, you take your fist back out of his gut and drive it square up under his chin as he falls flat against the table of people playing cards.
God damn it!
This upsets everybody who's playing cards as they start looking at him and they start throwing blows at him as well as the coat check lady or as the gun check lady runs by you, kind of glares at you for a second, you bitch, and just starts breaking this shit up as Pastor Pete Monahan gets back to his feet. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. Thank you, Blanche.
Oh, Pete, you gotta learn to... Never mind. He's gotta learn to keep himself to himself.
Perhaps we should avail ourselves of this situation. Maybe those gentlemen are a little kinder to this.
Buddy.
Sure.
Buddy hoots as the guy falls on the table and just kind of gives a little clap. Now that was stupendous.
Hello, gentlemen. My name is Pastor Pete Monahan. God be with you.
I'm Blanche. Just Blanche. Nice to meet you.
I give a nice little nod. Well, howdy do, Blanche. Papa, my name is Barnabas Biscoe, but you can call me Buddy. That was quite a display.
Well,
I give a nod. Jeopardy.
A pleasure to meet you, gentlemen. That's all, Miss Blanche here. If it weren't for the... he starts doing, like, the Catholic cross, like, the little Trinity hand symbol thing. Well, if it weren't for the big man that died for all of us, I'd liken to say that she's my savior.
oh, Pete. You and those hand movements. You gotta... Anyway, what are you gentlemen here for? Just a nice drink?
Well, I was just traveling through town. I had a bit of a falling out with a prior business partner. Speaking of which, you seem like you know how to handle yourself in a fight. Those services wouldn't happen to come with a price, would they?
They do. You're one of them scammers, yeah?
Me? I never do such a thing. I'm an honest-to-goodness businessman. It's just sometimes people don't like how business turns out.
Honest to goodness men don't normally call themselves honest to goodness men. They just are.
Well, maybe in your experience, sweetheart, but trust me, some of us need to tell other people exactly how honest we are.
Noted. What about you, Jeopardy?
This is gonna be fun. I have been on the lookout for something. What are y'all up to tonight?
Have
You're
been
on the
looking-
lookout for what?
Is it the light of God? Because, well, I can
Ah,
give
Pete.
some...
No.
No.
Jeopardy.
Does the light of God manifest to you? In the hours between 2 and 3 in the morning?
Well, his word can come at any time if you're open to the revelation.
Sounds like you got an extremely punctual God.
I don't know who it is. Something out there.
You
Well, if
feel
he doesn't know what it is-
you continue to feel the drive to go to prosperity.
Well, all right, you've got my attention, Mr. Jeopardy. I put my finger up to signal to the barkeep. A round of drinks for these fellers, on me.
Splendid! What will you be having?
I'll just have a whiskey, please.
One whiskey?
He looks to the rest of you. The pastor just holds up his hand. Just water for me, please.
Whatever you got in there that's dark. I don't want to see a spoon in it.
2 whiskeys?
Make it 3.
3 whiskeys!
As he goes to pour in, the lady who went to break up that brawl has done so with aplomb, as many of the men, a couple of the men who decided to fight back are currently unconscious. And the one that started all of this, the big bear of a man, is currently asking her to let him go as she is throwing him out of the bar, his arm wrenched up behind his back.
What?
Let me
what
go!
was
Let me
her
go!
name? What was her name?
Never asked.
Oh. Sorry
Wasn't
about
it?
that.
As this man is being thrown out of the bar, you hear as the bear of an individual who was being thrown was thrown on top of a small man who was just about to enter. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry, sugar. As the lady helps him up and lets him in, he seems to be adjusting something on his left hand as this very stout, essentially dwarf walks in.
No worries. I travel a lot. You got a space to stay for the night?
Yeah, $1 a night. Thanks, Lush. As he walks in, he wanders up. He looks at kind of the chaos on the one side of the bar and hops up and sits down next to you lot.
Hell of a storm out there.
Oh, you missed a hell of a show. Fella just got thrown out, got decked to the face by this lady.
I feel like I was part of it. Hey, barkeep. Gotta get a sarsaparilla down here.
Coming up! As he slides the whiskeys down to you guys.
I extend my glass for basically a cheers to my new drinking companions. Kind of just turning my attention away from this gentleman who just joined us.
Hold up my glass.
Blanche, like, kind of picks it up and still's got her elbow on the table, leaning in.
So you say you're looking for something, Jeopardy. Now, I get the impression that you're not exactly going to divulge what this something is, but mind giving us a little hint? Maybe we could somewhat help. Sips his whiskey.
I attempt an empath move on Buddy.
All right. Would you like to explain what this particular ability does?
So I can feel the emotions of people nearby whenever I'm like super focused, right?
Mm-hmm.
But by the way, I'm psychic.
Well, making a little bit of sense now.
So I want to see if he is receptive to a bit of the strangeness in the world.
All right. Go ahead and roll plus strange, as this is against another player character.
Okay, I got, let's see, so that plus 2. All right.
Do I need to roll anything since he's rolling against me?
No.
Okay.
This is just him trying to figure out how you're feeling right now about
Gotcha.
certain things that he's saying.
All right, 7 plus 2, 9.
All right. With that, buddy, in the vaguest of senses, the phrase that he uttered, does your god speak to you between 2 and 3 a.m.? How did that make you feel? What went through your mind when you heard that?
That seems like a very particular time of night, and not a typical night someone would be awake. So that seems a little strange, and it definitely stuck out to him as unique. Not really familiar, not really triggering much, just more like, well, that's odd.
He wasn't. He's not off-put by your demeanor or behavior. He's just intrigued.
Sure, I can work with that. All right. Yeah, I've been looking for something a bit out there. Once in a lifetime. Once in 100 lifetimes. Back in Indiana.
Barnabas leans in, clearly full of interest.
Back in Indiana, something happened to me. I won't bother you with no details, but it's all about this here. And I kind of like slowly like reveal. I got like a bit of this like little metal shit in my hands.
It looks almost like platinum, but with this sort of bluish tint to it.
Kind of makes a little bit of a glint, but I don't want to draw any attention. But you know, just like flashing under the table. This right here. Now, I don't know what I believe in anymore, but I'm pretty sure it's something divine. Been on the lookout for it ever since. I got no leads. I got no clue, but you want to see if you can help me?
I'm going to attempt to read Mr. Jeopardy and see if I think he's scamming me or if he genuinely believes what he's talking about.
All right, give me a roll plus wits.
Okay. That is an 11.
As you take a glint, as you're looking at this man, you feel like he's being genuine. You're being genuine, I believe, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, this man is being absolutely God, like hand to God. If he believes in that God specifically, whatever God he believes in, he would swear on that God, is what he is saying.
Well, I will admit, Mr. Jeopardy, I've traveled these wild wests for quite a while, and I've seen a lot of things, but I ain't heard word nor tale of what you're talking about, but this does seem fascinating.
Real about this, you sure? This ain't no simple sojourn, no journey, no weekender. This is once in a millennium.
Well, I consider myself a savvy businessman, and when I see opportunity loom, I love to jump at the chance. So I'll admit, Mr. Jeopardy, you got my attention. What is there anything more to this story?
Is there?
Well, the most you know is that you heard from a traveling shaman, one of like mind with you, that your answers could be found in the city of Prosperity.
Okay. That part where I said I had no leads, that was a bit of a goof. Sorry, lied to you. Actually,
Hey, you can never be too careful these parts. I understand.
no, it was very risky flashing this in this populated bar. Probably should have done that, but I trust you. I trust you, buddy. And I heard something in rumblings in Prosperity. Might if I name that, but Prosperity seems to be maybe a key to what we're looking for. I don't really know what to find there.
Pastor Pete goes from what he was doing, I don't know, reading the Bible or something, and looks over. Oh, did you mention Prosperity? I was on my way out there. I heard they're without God, and, well, I was looking to open a congregation out that way.
Of course you were.
Well, that's where we were traveling. You agreed to accompany me.
No, of course I did, Pete. I'm sorry. Go on.
I just heard, and these gentlemen were the dwarf speaks up over him. Yeah, Prosperity's full of suckers! I'm looking to get in there and make a mint!
Buddy hears this and tries his best to not visibly react. Prosperity, you say? Never heard of it, but it sounds like an interesting place.
See, that's the thing. The whole town, it just sort of like popped up out of nowhere some years ago. Well, apparently they drove the natives out, and, but the whole, they say you can scoop gold right out of the river. It's a wonderland, and everybody there's got way more than they can handle. And get this, they don't got a lawman.
Buddy is resisting to salivate, hearing all of these tales of prosperity.
Blanche
Well.
is shifting in a concerned way because something sounds wrong.
So yeah,
Well.
before any of them, outlaw gangs hear about this place and make through there harder than this storm's cutting through this land, well, I wanted to get in there and get while the getting's good, you know what I'm saying?
Sounds like a place that's ripe for a upstanding businessman to put roots in. Maybe I'll have a visit.
I bet it is. You look like you could talk the gills off a fish.
You flatter me, sir. Trust me, everything I do is above board.
Good and honest man, right, Barnaby?
That's me. Might as well put it on my business card.
Well, pleasure to
sure
meet
you
you,
have.
Barnaby. My name's James.
He holds out his right hand.
I shake it.
All right, you shake his hand. As he sets his left hand up on the bar, you notice that it is a prosthetic hand, but it is also a right hand.
Never met a man with two right hands before.
Oh yeah, this one. I lost it in the war, gangrene. Ugh. I run a traveling trinket shop back there. James All right traveling shop.
Oh, Lord.
Prices are adequate.
Sounds like a noble venture, James.
I got some cure-alls if you're interested. You interested in snake oil? It'll fix what ails you.
I feel like I heard of that before. Snake oil.
Yeah, it's all the rage these days. Everybody loves it.
I raise my glass of whiskey. This is all the medicine I feel I need these days.
I hear that. He holds up his sarsaparilla. I mean, I don't drink much no more. It puts me in a bad spot. But you know.
Amen to that. I'd chug it.
You shoot back that whiskey.
Blanche is just gonna like eye everybody and just down the whole thing.
If the lot of you are traveling out Prosperity Way, I was heading out there myself. You know, come morning, these parts they can be a little dangerous. So if maybe we travel in a group, it'd be a little bit better. I mean, you know, you don't want to send a one-armed man out there on his own, right?
Doesn't seem like the upstanding businessman-like thing to do. I take a look at Blanche, trying to see if she notices how genuine I am trying to sound.
She's been staring at him the whole time and has seen everything.
So I can't speak for these fellas as I just met them, but I believe I would be willing to travel with you.
Well, Pete and I are already headed that way, so.
Well, all the company I can get is appreciated.
How about you, Mr. Jeopardy? You seem pretty interested in prosperity yourself.
Seems like a mighty fine company. I'm in.
All right.
Sounds to me like we got ourselves a party.
Well, then we'll head out in the morning. I'm gonna go get myself checked in a room. The trail was hard tonight.
Staring at her glass going, my job just got a lot harder.
Jimmy goes and gets himself a room.
I'm sorry, did you say out loud that your job just got a lot harder? Or was this a thought? Okay.
No, it was out loud. She doesn't care.
Huh. What job would that be, Miss Blanche?
Did you see the first thing that I did when you looked over my direction? I'm gonna have to do a lot more of that. I'm sure.
Well, rest assured, there will be no, how shall I am not a man of ill repute. You can expect no roughhousing or horseplay from me. So,
Right. So that'll become my responsibility, I take it.
Well, while I may not be, exactly accustomed to the, fisticuffs, if you will, let's just say I do know how to keep myself safe in a scrap.
Good to know.
You did mighty fine in a bout. How do you handle a rifle?
Well enough. I don't like having I'm more of a shotgun kind of girl.
Nice and close. Make it personal.
It doesn't feel right if it's not.
When's the last time you got it looked at?
Probably longer than it should be. You good at fixing things?
Seems to be my trade. I could give her a look if you'd like.
Wouldn't mind at all. Although, you'll have to talk to Lush about getting hands on it.
I ain't in no rush. I'll have it to you by tomorrow.
Yeah, she's just staring at the table, daggers.
Quiet, Lush. It's fine. Nothing got broke.
She points at the pool table, or she points at the card table, which is in half after somebody went through it.
Because of me directly.
She rolls her eyes and just looks back down to her table.
Well, sure. You get it from Lush, fix her up.
I head over to Lush. Now listen. I know you ain't in the mood for no more violence. I ain't in the mood of causing any. That said, I am a smithy by trade. Gonna be no live ammo, no rounds. Can I be tinkering in the room tonight?
Go ahead and roll plus charm.
Oh no.
Oh no.
She's not in a great mood.
Okay, well, what if I psychic her?
What ability would you attempt to be using?
Empath?
In what? Okay, read to me or read again what empath does.
I can feel the emotions of people.
I will tell you what she's feeling right now. She's not having a great night. She's not happy.
Shit. Okay, what if I can... How far away is the gun?
It's you'd have to be able to pick out specifically which gun is hers, but there are a series of guns in holsters just kind of like hanging on the back wall by a barred window.
Okay, fine. I'll do this charm roll first. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Mm,
I have no charm.
Look, if I overheard you correctly, it sounds like you're heading to Prosperity. You got a few days' journey. You can tinker all you want on the road, but for right now, I would like to keep this place as clean as possible.
Understood. Walk back to the...
Actually, maybe. You said you're good at tinkering and fixing up stuff, right?
Kind of what I do.
She points over to the broken table. We'll talk if you can fix up that.
Now listen, I can fix it, but nobody can watch.
She seems confused.
All I'm saying is if you give me a blind eye, it'll be done.
One sec. She closes down this barred gate in front of the check window, opens up the door to the side, locks it, and she appears to go up the stairs to the left of the tavern. She returns a few moments later with a what appears to be a large canvas tarp and throws it to you. Do what you do.
You won't regret it. Alrighty. I'll go ahead and put the tarp over the table.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use, I want to try and use, can we fix it?
Okay.
But I want to do it with my psychic powers.
So you're going to
I knew
psychically
it was coming.
move. Okay, so basically,
Telepathically move.
Yes.
okay. I will say, give me a roll plus strange.
My strange is 2. Hey man, that's a 7.
All right. So with this,
It becomes a
you
table.
you managed to kind of like, if this was like an IKEA job, you can do this 2-man job with one person basically. You're able to hold aloft the table with your psychic ability. Now go ahead and give me a can we fix it roll, which is a smarts roll, I believe.
Okay. Plus 2 again. Hey, 9.
Yeah, you patch this table up. You patch it. For the sake of can we fix it, what you've just done is essentially, it's not like as good as new, but it'll do. Like you have like a couple of boards nailed to the under part of it, and you shore off the top of those nails up top. You can definitely tell it's been patched together. There's still a massive fissure going down the middle of it, but it'll hold. It'll hold. It'll do its job as a table until somebody else goes through it.
All right, and then with flourish, I pull off the tarp. Presenting.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Barnabas applauds. Well, I say.
Pastor Pete does as well. Oh, yes, well.
Blanche kind of like slowly turns and is like, well, you're just helping me 2 times over tonight, Jeopardy. I owe you one.
You know me nothing but your company. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And with that, Lush will allow you to tinker with a gun in your room tonight. But no ammo.
No.
Okay.
It for all I really want to do, other than think.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do I know what her gun is like already? Do I need to
It's a
figure out what it is?
sawn-off shotgun.
Okay.
Yeah, Blanche would, hand in her ticket and, hand it off to you
Okay.
after seeing your handiwork with the table.
Barnabas goes over to Jeopardy and kind of tries to pull him aside. Now, Mr. Jeopardy, I gotta say, that was a very impressive display. How did you do that? I won't lie. I've seen my fair share of illusionary and some traveling performers, and normally I can at least get a hint of how the trick was done, but that was rather spectacular.
Well, then you'd know that no illusionist reveals their tricks.
You got me there, partner. Be interested to see if you'd perform any more magickery on our little road trip tomorrow. But very, very, very interested in meeting you. Thank you for that display. Kind of like give him a little nod and throw back the rest of my whiskey.
Pastor Pete walks up to you, Blanche. I have acquired a room for you this evening and one for myself. So.
Oh, thank you, Pete. That's very sweet of you.
Least I could do for your assistance.
I don't know how you put up with me, Pete.
Well, that's not the way I'd put it. You see, well, I probably would not be here right now if it weren't for you.
Sounds like y'all already saved him twice.
At least. I don't know what number we're on now.
He just kind of like blushes and scratches the back of his head a little. He's a little wisp of a man, probably in his early 20s. Got slicked back brown hair, very well dressed, well kept. Black vest, white shirt, black trousers.
Well, you can go on up and sleep if you'd like. I'm probably gonna get myself another drink and sit for a while.
Of course. I will see you in the morning. God bless all of you.
Hey, you too, Pappy.
He goes up the stairs to slumber for the evening, leaving just you guys, a couple of the people who are now very quietly playing cards in the corner, around a different table.
Blanche is gonna go up and get another whiskey and then go sit back down, staring at it.
All right, you continue staring at your whiskey, tasting it with your eyes.
Well, I've had a long day of traveling at a rather quick pace, so I believe I'm gonna turn in myself. Jeopardy, Blanche, be sure to make sure you alert me before you leave. I'll try to be up bright and early and bushy-tailed for you.
Sure thing, Barnaby.
Will do.
Barnabas heads off to get himself a room.
So, Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Why do you like fixing things so much?
I wouldn't say I like it. It's more of a feel like it's why I'm here. Been good at it since I was a wee lad. Just kind of comes naturally, and now it's even easier. I don't even know how it works anymore.
I don't know how it works either. I ain't seen a man put a tarp over a table and fix it like that before.
I try to empath Blanche.
All right.
I want to see if I can confide a secret.
Plus strange.
Okay. Hey, that's a 12.
Hey!
She seems guarded, but ultimately trustworthy.
Okay. You want to see something else?
Why not?
I want to lift her whiskey glass, like, very slightly.
Using your telekinesis.
My telekinesis.
Well,
so excited.
As small as a glass of whiskey is, you don't even have to roll for it. As the whiskey kind of like shakes for a moment, and hovers just about a centimeter or two off the bar.
Well, I'll be.
I'm gonna set it back down, make it real slight. I don't want anybody else to notice.
You hear the slightest of clinks as it drops back down to the bar.
Now, how do you do that?
Beats me. Just kind of. It's like. It's real hard to describe. But ever since I found this, I flashed the metal. It just kind of came naturally. Can you see why I'm so adamant about finding what this is?
I can understand it. I just browse her fur a little bit. Is everything else all right? I mean, don't get me wrong, those powers are amazing. Just, are you okay?
Like I mentioned, every night between 2 and 3 a.m. it seems. I don't know. Well, going dark ain't the right word, but it goes what? Strange. I think I'm okay. I think I'm
That's
alright.
a strange way of looking at things. I mean, is it just brightness? Do you hear anything? Is it see anything?
It's more like a feeling. You know, this is all a little crazy. I think we can talk more on the road. I'm a bit
You're right. You're
bush,
right.
You know.
Sorry for prying.
No, it's
appreciate
fine.
you
It's
coming
fine. It's been a lonely road. Not many people I can talk about this kind of stuff, but I feel like I can trust you. I wouldn't have shown you if I didn't think I could. Thanks.
Well, I appreciate that, Jeopardy. You
Thanks
can
for giving me
always
the
tell
time
me
of day.
about things.
Hey, same goes for you.
Appreciate that.
I'll fix up your shotgun, make it all nice and pretty for you. Hopefully it'll be ready by tomorrow, but we still got a few days if it takes me a bit longer, but we'll see.
No worries. I'm just gonna enjoy my freshly floating whiskey for a bit longer.
And with that, I'm guessing you go upstairs and get yourself a room there.
Yep.
Joe. All right. Now, for your upgrade, what did you want to upgrade it with?
I wanted to upgrade it with damage.
So you're gonna raise the caliber of this gun, just make it shoot stronger, harder.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and give me a roll plus smarts.
Okay.
Baby.
And I have two specs into upgrade. Does that affect this roll at all?
It doesn't affect the roll. It just means that if you wanted to, you could upgrade this gun with a different modification a second time.
Okay. All right. And then plus smarts. This plus 2. Hey. Look at that.
Hey!
Oh, you've worked on this type of gun a dozen times before. You know exactly what you're doing with this one.
Yes.
You give the barrel a little bit of rifling, so that it's gonna hit a little bit truer, group a little bit nicer, and you make that sumbitch hit harder.
Yay!
All right, Blanche. Anything you're gonna do for the rest of the evening?
Nah, she's just gonna sip on that whiskey because she's been on the road with Pete all day, so she just needs a little
alone.
true quiet time. So she's gonna finish her drink and then go to bed.
All right.
And did the tinkering with the gun affect the damage? Like, should I add a modifier to it now?
It has +1 damage to it now.
+1. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Nice.
So you guys all drift off for an evening of slumber. The next day, you all get saddled up and you hit the road. It's a couple days journey, down towards the town of Prosperity. In the morning, Joe presents you with your newly minted weapon. Joe, as there are 2 days on the road here, did you want to try to upgrade anything else?
No.
No?
Shoot.
Oh.
I'm just thinking. What? Okay. Let me talk.
Sure.
Now, buddy, you saw what I did to Blanche's arm over there. You got anything you want me to try and give a tinkering to?
Oh, is this Buddy is not used to someone being so forthcoming and generous. Is this a service you're expecting a payment for, good sir?
Oh.
Well, I suppose if you're the tinkering type, Buddy kind of pulls out his reinforced 6-shooter or high caliber 6-shooter, sorry, and kind of unloads it just to make sure, Mr. Poole seems like a nice guy, but you can never be too trusting in the Wild West.
Blanche is laughing in the background, going, "Good and honest man. Seem awful nervous about handing over a loaded gun to a friend."
Jimmy pipes up from the front of his wagon.
Oh, you don't just go hand a loaded gun to just anybody out here. Especially if you only just met him. No offense to any of yous, but I wouldn't exactly give you my guns.
This ain't honesty, sweetheart. This is just smarts. I kind of pop the bullets out and hand the gun over to Jeopardy. This is my old trusty 6-shooter. My grandpappy gave it to me, so don't you do anything that'll damage it now.
You can trust me. Ain't no finer hands in the West right here. I give it a look over. What do you say? Was it a high caliber one?
Yeah.
Okay. High caliber 6-shooter. What would you like? I can make this baby sing.
Well, to be honest, ever so often I feel like it can go. The bullets can go a little awry at a longer distance. Is there any way you could maybe make it a little bit more accurate for me? The occasional duel I get myself into, I've noticed she strays a little bit.
Honest men often get into occasional duels, I find. Let's see.
Blanche is just grinning, shit-eating grin in the back.
Honest man deals with dishonest people. What can I say?
For that, it would be a damage boost.
Okay. Yeah, I think I can do something like that.
Well, then, work your magic, my good man, if that is in fact what it is.
All right, go ahead and roll to upgrade.
Well, +2, it's a 9.
It might take you a little bit longer. His gun was already customized a little bit, and you're unfamiliar with. Whenever somebody gives you a gun that somebody else has already worked on, you know it's going to take you a bit longer because you got to work around the crap that they did.
Makes sense.
So it's probably going to take it'll take you a hot minute here. Probably the remainder of your journey will be spent tinkering on this. It'll be done by the time you reach prosperity.
Said your grandpappy gave you this. Did it come like this? That's all you did? Okay.
That's how I received it, but I just know it was one he found trusted, tried, and true. So when he handed it off to me, he told me, "Now, Barnabas, you tell me if this gun don't treat you right." And lo and behold, old man died before I ever got a chance to tell him nothing. And to his credit, it's worked fairly well. So I guess there was nothing really to say.
Sounds like it's worked well and often.
Often might be a bit of a stretch. I really am not a fan of using firearms if I don't have to.
Oh, I gathered that part. I think it's more of those good and honest characteristics that maybe magnetize the dishonest types towards you.
I do a little display with my hands, kind of being, you see, I got the old shaky fingers, you know? When I handle a gun, I just get myself all nervous. I don't like doing it.
Sounds like this is gonna be fine in my hands for a few days then.
All right, you guys journey onward. At the end of the 4th day on the trail, you've been having very little issue traveling through these woods so far. Traveling alongside the stream leading through the hills. You find yourself at the foot of a mountain range, or you can see the top of a mountain nearby. And Jimmy would inform you that, that's the sign that you're getting close to prosperity. And as you approach, you're traveling through a little bit of wetland here and there as the rain season's kind of upon you. You find yourself just outside the town of Prosperity when the entire, basically small caravan that you're traveling on with all your horses, everybody just comes to a dead stop as there's a tree that fell in the middle of the road. I can't get around the... God damn it. As Jimmy hops off his wagon.
Well, don't let you do that by yourself. Here, I'll come and help. Kind of hops off his horse, try to see if he can leverage this tree off the road somewhere.
As you get off and you walk up, you can see there's something actually carved in the side of the tree.
I go over and investigate it.
In very sloppy carved writing, you see the phrase, "Go back! You don't know, you change, you different, go back!"
Any of you fellas educated? This seems to be here, I don't know, is this some kind of poem or mantra? Kind of call the others over to look at it.
Am I still busy with the gun?
You're getting close to being finished with it. You've just been kind of tinkering with it while blindly riding your horse and letting your horse basically lead the way. You have a good relationship. You trust it because you're often tinkering on horseback.
Blanche is gonna get down and try and take a look at what's going on.
Yeah, you see if you can give him a hand. I'm still a little busy.
No worries. Tinker away. She'll walk over and look at it.
All right, you take a look at the tree, and sure enough, there it says, "Turn back now. Go back. You different. You go away. You change."
Different. You change? What do they mean?
I'm getting a vibe that someone doesn't want us going to Prosperity. But based on the calligraphy we have here, I don't think he's much a learned type. This might be some kind of takes a look at James. Some other fellas looking to get rich quick out here, trying to steer adventurers away.
I don't know if that's quite the case.
If you knew the kind of gold mine that's back there, you would. He's trying to push with all his little man might. He's trying to push that massive tree out of the way of the road.
Barnabas heads over to see if he can lend him a hand. I'm guessing this would be a body check.
That would be a body check.
All right, my body's terrible, so let's see if Barnabas embarrasses himself. 6.
Plus your body stat.
0. Or wait, no, I got 1. Never mind. So 7.
All right, you crouch at the knees. You know that much. As you try to get some leverage on it. You and Jimmy together manage to nudge it just a little bit out of the way. It's now kind of kitty corner, cutting through the path.
Think the caravan might be able to step over that?
I might be able to get around it, but it'll take a little bit of maneuvering. I think that's all we're getting out of it, though.
And while they're moving that, she's gonna walk back to Jeopardy and tell him what was on the tree. Jeopardy.
Yeah?
You said something happened to you after you found some of that stuff, right?
Why?
Well, someone carved up in a tree something about turning back. You changed, different. Sound more concerned than good, though. Should we be going this way?
That's probably nothing. I'm preoccupied with the gun.
Paying half attention to the conversation. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Blanche is gonna realize that that's the situation and just be like, well, fuck. And just walk back, and she'll go over and move the tree since she knows that she's not going to convince anybody else otherwise to not go.
Pastor Joe looks at you from his wagon as you walk by. Is there a problem?
Well,
Pastor Pete, sorry.
there's someone carved up in a tree up ahead that we shouldn't be going this way. Something about changing, being different. I have half a mind that they might not be wrong.
Well, perhaps that's why they need the light of God most of all.
Pete, I don't think anyone's gonna be asking for the light of God in such short words on a tree.
They
It
ask
sounds
for it in
more-
many ways.
Barnabas heads back to his horse, wiping sweat off his brow, looking like he's just carried the world for everybody else. Whew! Well, all right. I think thanks to me and Jimmy over there, we might have a way through this road. So saddle up. I think we're moving out.
Blanche, are you
Blanche
still going to
is-
attempt to move it just a bit more?
Yeah, she'll walk up and finish it off.
All right, roll plus body.
Oh, now Blanche, I know you're tough, but that seems like quite a log. You sure you want to do that?
7. Oh, what? Let's see,
yeah,
plus 3.
Would be
So it's 7.
You managed to shove it just that little bit more out of the way to clear the path a bit more for the wagon, but in doing so, you're kind of like slipping in the mud. You kind of cover yourself up to your knees in mud as you like slip a little bit.
God damn it. Fuck. Ah.
Barnabas, though, noticing your difficulty, realizes that single-handedly you have pushed this just as much as the combined strength of him and Jimmy.
She's gonna wipe off as much of the mud as she can and get back on her horse.
Yeah, you
My
got
mistake, ma'am. You know how to handle a tree.
And more than that,
You continue on down the path, and finally, as you ride up, you find yourself at the you find yourself at the signpost. Excuse me. Yeah. You find yourself in front of a signpost saying, "Welcome to prosperity." You see a large windmill, which is that circle at the front of the map, or at the side of the map there, kind of gleaming in the sunlight. The windmill is entirely gilded, as is another, as is the one of the buildings in the far back of the town that you can kind of see across the riverfront. As you walk up, there's a man out front, almost seemingly like he's waiting to greet you. He's a tall man, fairly athletically built, kind of golden brown, wavy hair, dressed to the nines. Like he is in a well-made suit, 3-piece, has a bleach white smile as you ride up to this small crossroad of Main Street and Macaroni Street, which the street sign will tell, which the street sign would let you know. Well, hello, welcome to prosperity. My name is Tobias Hawthorne. I'm the mayor of this here town. What brings you fine travelers this way?
Barnabas kind of moseys himself up forward, trying to establish himself as the communicator of the group. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Toby, and might I say, what a fancy windmill you got here. This is quite an establishment.
Oh, all things are thanks to the land that has provided it for us.
And how would some, well, let's just call ourselves some weary travelers, come about some of these land treasures you found yourself with?
Well, if you just simply go down to the stream and decide to pan yourself some gold, you're likely to come back with a pound or two. Kind of winks at you with his winning smile. Oh, but there's so much more to find here in the city, in the town of prosperity. Why, our lake is full of fish, and our stomachs are never empty.
Oh, well, that does sound like a pleasant place. I read this man.
Blanche is getting super cringe face from the back.
Go ahead.
Too much cheese.
Yeah, wits roll, so add your wits to that roll.
That's a 9.
As you're getting a read on this man, he is genuinely happy to see you, but there's something off about him. Just something's irking you about this man.
Well, Toby, we've been on the road for a few days now. Where would you suggest we take a brief load off before we perhaps peruse this fine town of yours?
Well, fine gentlemen such as yourselves would probably want to stop off at the stable to, hunker down your beasts of burden, get them all pampered up for the ride back, should you ever choose to leave, which I can't believe you ever would. But if you were to choose to leave, then that's the good place to get your, fine nag here. What's her name?
Oh, this here?
Yeah, goes and pets your horse along the side.
Well, this little sweet pea here is Melody. I've been traveling with her for, gosh, I'd say it's been over 3 years now.
Well,
Sweetest
hello
horse
there,
you'll
Melody.
ever meet.
I'll make sure there's a fresh bowl of oats just waiting for her as he pets her alongside the mane.
I'm sure she would love that. I give a little scratch, but clearly it's slightly off kilter by the suggestion.
Well, fine gentlemen such as yourselves would no doubt find no end of amenities at the Dubois Inn and Tavern. It's a staple of this town. Good soft beds and wonderful company. He winks to you.
Sounds mighty pleasant.
If you're looking for anything to shop, we got plenty of places to look up on Market Street. And down this way, down Macaroni Street, we got plenty of the finest dining establishments you will find anywhere in the Black Hills. Now, Macaroni Street, of course, that was named after Yankee Doodle's feather. He winks again.
Damn, was just about to make a reference to that.
Well, I'm sorry I cut you off, partner.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Of course, should you want to forage for your own, there's plenty of spaces to camp out in the woods. You can always find yourself some fish down at the docks, cook it up something fierce. It don't even need salt. That's how good they is here.
Well, I got to admit, Mr. Toby, this place seems like a dream, almost like it couldn't be true. Now, I saw some strange signage on my way here. Was that anything that you would know about?
Strange signage? Why, sir, I wouldn't know anything what you're talking about. What was it that you saw?
Well, it must have been nothing, but I could have sworn I'd seen a couple carvings just with a couple warnings on them. But you seem to be an upstanding man and don't know nothing about that, so I can only assume they was talking about something else. Perhaps they were writing them for people leaving.
Couple carvings, couple warnings. Well, yes, they should warn people from leaving. They gotta go deal with the cold, hard reality of every other space out there. But if you're talking about somebody chopping down trees and trying to scare people off, well, that's probably Old Man Grunter.
Old Man Grunter?
Old Man Grunter,
like
yeah, he lives out there in the woods, just off on his own, out in a shack. He's a bit of an odd duck.
Fancy I'll steer clear of that area, that's for sure. Thank you so much, Toby.
That I would. He ain't been quite the same since the war, you know.
Oh, yes.
Well, you gentlemen enjoy this town. Oh, and of course, lady, forgive me, I'm sorry. If you need to get yourself cleaned up, I notice that you're covered head to toe in mud there. The Dubois Inn also offers quite a few bathing amenities if you're looking to freshen up. And if you're looking for any new clothes, well, Market Street's the place to be.
She'll tip her head down, not saying anything.
Excuse
She ain't
me.
a big of a speaking tap.
Sir? Pastor Pete kind of like shakily, timidly raises his hand. I'm here to see about trying to organize a congregation of sorts. I've heard tell that your town here is in need of, well, a house of God. Well, come on, well, feel free to stop by City Hall anytime there, Pastor Pete. After Pastor Pete had already introduced himself.
It's a couple things to keep track of.
My name's Pete Monahan. There we go.
Yeah.
Roll back. You lose track doing so many damn things. Anyway. Feel free to stop by City Hall anytime. As he continues his winning smile.
Thank you for your kindness, Mr. Hawthorne. We'll be sure to do that. Kind of give like a motion, like let's head on over towards the stables and see what we got.
My door's open anytime if anybody has any questions or any concerns.
Don't you worry, I'm sure we'll bring him. Under his breath to Blanche and Joe. I get a bad feeling about that man.
I've had a bad feeling since we got into this place and before.
Fuck it, I'm doing it. I'm gonna try and telepath this guy.
All right, and what does the ability telepathy do? If you would like to.
I can communicate with any creature telepathically within 100 feet. If I look target creature in the eyes, I can attempt to read their surface level thoughts. If I roll plus strange and 10 or higher, I hear all their surface level thoughts, and they don't realize it. 7, 9, I get it, but they know that I'm there. And on a 6 or lower, they know that I'm trying to do it, and well, shit.
Oh my god!
All right, go ahead.
Oh.
Give me this guy is by no means attempting to block eye contact from anybody. So
I
as you're
figured.
riding by, you just give him a nice nod and give me a roll plus strange.
Alrighty.
I believe.
It's gonna be the best.
Oh,
Yes!
oh no!
That's just
Kirran.
He locks eyes with you, and for a moment, you can see his smile begin to twist a little bit as he continues locking eyes with you as you ride. And he says directly towards you, "It's another beautiful day in paradise, sir. Another beautiful day in paradise."
God. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
Oh wait, you have 3 in strange, don't you?
no, I have 2.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so yeah, that's a 6.
But he did point out where Old Man Grunter is, right?
Yeah, he lives off in a shack out in the woods. He would have pointed kind of off in the northeasterly direction.
Okay. Our current trajectory is probably the inn first.
Or the stables if you wanted a place to
Nope.
park your beasts of burden. Okay.
Not yet. Not yet. Don't trust it yet.
Well, Jimmy's gonna break off from you.
Pleasure traveling with you. I'm gonna go see if I can find a good place to set up to find some wonderful customers.
You do that, Jimmy. I'm sure I'll be seeing you later on. You seem like a
I'll
good
be
businessman.
around.
He starts riding off to find a good place to park his wagon.
Well,
Shaking her head and looking down. Okay.
kind of under his breath, just in case any ne'er-do-wells are nearby listening. Well, clearly there's something a bit strange about this place, and while I'd love.
Wait till we get to the tavern. Wait till we get to the tavern.
Yeah, as you're riding through the streets, the citizens of this place are kind of walking around. Everybody has wonderful smiles on their face, just greeting each other. They greet you as you ride by. Hello, welcome.
Barnabas, while taking note of the strangeness of the situation, the charismatic in him is just gleefully greeting and like, "What salutations yourself!" Like as he walks by to everybody, and like just being very pleasant and nice.
Wonderful day we're having. Wonderful day. Hello, good. Everybody,
Fantastic weather.
yeah. At the very least, people would just smile and nod at you.
I'm looking straight ahead.
Blanche is trying to, as subtly as possible, like look at everything around her and like take in the layout of things.
Reading the situation, go ahead. Reading basically the area, go ahead and give me a roll plus wits.
9.
Yeah, you got that, like, you got them goosebumps on the back of your neck. Like, something's like, despite everything seeming wonderful here, there's just something off-putting to you about everything. Just a little off. Like, something uncanny.
She's gonna keep it to herself for now, since they're out in the open.
All right, you ride your way up to the Dubois Inn and Tavern. It is a beautiful white building. They've got those great. You see them all the time in like Southern plantation homes. Those nice white pillars that lead up to a kind of a balcony out top, where some beautiful, gorgeous very well dressed, seductively dressed women are just kind of like waving from the top at all the men, pretty much letting it all hang out as they're like blowing kisses, winking, some of them doing like little dances. You hear a lot of revelry coming from inside the tavern as you find a place to hitch up your horses. Pastor Pete lets you know that he's going to go try to find a good place to park his cart, and he's going to go meet with the mayor. I want to get started as soon as I can, and this sort of establishment isn't, well, not exactly befitting a man of my caliber. No offense.
Pete.
No offense, he says as he turns to a Buddy and Joe.
Hey, don't you worry. I tend to agree. A tavern such as this probably ain't a good place for you, St. Peter.
Well, wonderful traveling with you, and
You
Miss
keep
Blanche,
yourself safe.
Of course, he just kind of sheepishly walks away as he got cut off.
Stay safe, Pete.
As he rides off in his cart, you guys are you got your horses all hitched up out front of the Dubois Inn and Tavern.
Go in, and I am going to just take a quick, read the situation inside the tavern.
Blanche
Ooh.
is gonna do the same.
Ooh, read of the situation.
11 for me.
11.
And
So
I need to
as you walk into this tavern, everybody is
Yep.
very high spirited here. They are all really like they're all just loving life. They're drinking beer. Some of them are throwing back whiskey. There's a few friendly card games going on at some of the tables. Some of the women in similarly provocative attire as seen above are cheering on some of the men playing a dice game, kissing, like blowing on the dice for luck. The bartender noticing you walk in. This is a older woman, kind of probably in her 40s, like mid to late 40s, got some gray in her hair, starting to show some of the age on her face, but still looks beautiful for her age. Dark haired, thick red lips, like makeup on point. Well, hello there. Welcome to the Dubois.
Salutations.
My name is Madame LaRue. If there is anything you're looking for, and I do mean anything, please feel free to let me know.
Thank you very much, madam. My friends and I have just been on the road for a few days, looking to sit a spell and maybe share a drink or two.
Well, you found the right place. What's your name there? As she gestures towards a few open seats at the bar. Conveniently, there are exactly 3.
My name's Barnabas Biscoe, my good friend, and this establishment here is, it's fantastic, if I do say.
Well, we entered the land of plentiful, and we found quite a bit, and were able to make do with what we had.
So I hear. This here's my good friend Joe Jeopardy and my other good friend Blanche. Kind of gesture to them.
You wouldn't happen to have another seat, would you?
Well, there's plenty of tables out there if you'd like.
Think we should get a table.
Oh, please, I'll send somebody around to collect your orders whenever you're ready. Just give us a little wave or a yoo-hoo, and they'll be right there.
Oh, thank you so much, darling.
Of course, she gives you a wink and a smile.
Blanche is gonna ask if she can, find a shower. So she's still covered in mud.
Oh, sweetheart, yes, you're covered head to toe. There's baths upstairs. We run them right hot if you like that. They're just 50 cents for the use.
I might use the river. Although I do appreciate the kindness.
Well, it's right and ready for you whenever you need it.
The river's not far off, yeah? Just behind?
No, hey, I got you. I have... Right? 10? Yeah, I have my $10 on me.
Oh, Joe, you don't need to do that.
Oh, here. Take a 50. It's fine.
He hands
All
you
right.
he hands you 50 cents.
And she hands it on. All right, where's the bath?
Girls, she claps her hands as you are
Oh.
flanked by a beautiful blonde and a perky brunette.
This is not necessary. You can just.
Oh, they're
point
just
the
gonna
way.
guide you the way. It'd be $3 if you wanted company. She
No,
winks.
no, quite all right. Thank you, though. Lead
They
the way.
they guide you up the stairs. You hear a few beds squeaking along the way as you travel down the hallway. You're led into a nice oaken room with a big brass tub at the center of it, where the girls proceed to draw water from a tap. It's steaming hot as they pour it into the brass tub.
While they're doing that, Blanche is gonna inquire. How long have you ladies lived here?
Oh, well, I've been here for about a year now,
says the blonde as she's pouring a bucket of the steaming water into the bath.
As for me, I've simply been here for a few months.
Says the brunette.
What drew you to this place?
Well, hard to say, really. Well, my mom and pa wanted to move out this way some time ago, and found ourselves here, and it's just been wonderful ever since. Me, I couldn't really find my way in the world, and well, I was just wandering out, and I heard tell of this here town, and well, I hired up a stagecoach, and they just brought me here, and well, Madame LaRue, she's just been oh so kind to me since I got here.
What's your favorite part about the town?
Well, the people are just so nice.
Just the people? See, there's food aplenty and buildings look nice.
Well, sure, but things are things. People is people.
What draws so many people here? Can't just be that there's things plenty.
Well, what else is there to draw people in if there's things aplenty and more people to enjoy it?
Don't you ever worry that there might be too many people at some point? Then there might not be enough to go around.
Well, I mean, I suppose that's a problem for the future, isn't it? But as we got so much to share, shouldn't we share with who we can?
Can't argue with that.
As they finish drawing you the bath.
Would you like us to launder your clothes for you too? It's with the,
May as well.
We'll take care of that for you.
As they leave you to enjoy your nice hot bath. There's a skylight window just kind of like looking down straight above you as you can like look out and see the mountain, the old mine off in the distance out the back of the building. Meanwhile, back down in the bar, Joe and Barnabas are sitting alone at a booth.
All right,
Buddy,
Jeopardy.
buddy, listen to me, buddy.
Oh.
Be quiet. I've never not been able. So listen, okay, another thing I can do, I can read people's minds, okay? I haven't done it for you because I respect you. I just read your emotion to make sure I can trust you, okay? But listen, I can
Wait.
usually read people's minds. And that guy out the front, okay, giving us that smile, I couldn't get a beat on him. Couldn't get nothing. He just smiled harder. He knew I was fixing around in his head. He knew. What the fuck?
Not that Barnabas thinks that Joe is a dishonest man, but he's gonna read this. Does he believe this? Is he crazy? Like that's kind of the vibe he's looking for.
Go ahead and roll plus wits.
Oh boy, 6.
6, but I do believe you have a perk. when you're attempting to
you're
read
right.
somebody.
Yes, you're right. Like a book. It gets automatically upped to a 7 with my ability like a book if my roll is 6 or lower.
So as you're looking at him, you can tell he believes what he is saying.
Okay.
Whether or not he is being truthful about what he is saying is up in the air. So as far as you're aware, with all your knowledge of science and the world, this man's crazy, but he believes in what he's saying.
I believe you believe it, Joe. Well, so nothing of that sort's ever happened to you before?
No, never. I've always been able to at least get some kind of something out of somebody anytime. But like, I got nothing, and he knew. He looked me in the eyes, and he knew I was in there. How do you do that?
That is rather alarming.
Something's wrong here. I'm getting bad feelings, and I don't think you need any special powers to know that. You're feeling it too, right?
Oh, absolutely. There's definitely something amiss about this place. No one looks around at the patrons at the bar, all smiling and being jovial. No one's that happy.
Exactly. So even listen. Oh, cut me. You gotta listen to me, okay? I know it sounds a little crazy, but something's wrong here. We can't be spilling no secrets out in public. We gotta keep to ourselves. We gotta do what we're here. Gotta see if I can find a lead on what I'm looking for, what you're looking for, and we need to get out.
Well, what I'm looking for is an opportunity, and it seems like this place might be a bit more bite than bark. Perhaps we should keep a low profile for as long as we can until we figure out exactly what's going on around here.
Exactly. Make no noise. Stir up nothing. Just keep our heads down. Keep our eyes forward. See if we can find a beat on any of that stuff. Get out of here.
Barnabas kind of tips his. I assume we have drinks by this point. I guess, but kind of
Yeah, you would have ordered by now.
gives a little nod to him, just like, now that sounds like honest businessman talk to me.
Yeah, Blanche at this point actually comes back down and joins you, freshly dressed in cleaner clothes and refreshed.
Well, what's that saying about April mud bringing May flowers? You look pretty as a lily over there, Blanche.
I appreciate the kind words, Barnaby. Thanks.
No
Yeah.
problemo.
What have you two been talking about?
I kind of look at Joe. Well, Joe's got some interesting thoughts.
My eyes are wide. I do look like a mad person.
She's gonna like swiftly sit down and like the like, oh shit way. What's going on?
Okay, now listen, Blanche. So you saw what I could do, right? You know what? You know I got something. Okay.
Yes.
So I tried to. I can also go in people's heads. Listen, I haven't done that. I
Oh.
haven't done that to none of y'all. Just getting a feeling for if I can trust you. I can trust you, but I can go more. I can do more. I can read people's thoughts. I can see the words in their head. I couldn't get nothing off this guy. I know. Okay, I couldn't get nothing off this guy. He knew I was trying to do it, and he just started smiling at me. How do you
That-
know?
Doesn't sound very good. Oh Lord. All right. So if
Even without this, you agree something's going on, right?
I think more's going on than we might be ready for, why didn't you tell us when we were coming in, Joe?
Because I want them to hear anything. I'm already feeling like somebody's listening right now.
More than likely they are.
At the mention of that, once again, Barnabas reads the room.
Go for it.
Blanche is gonna
7.
do the same. And
Hey, Blanche is getting a much better
Thank
look.
God.
Blanche, as you look around, nobody seems to be paying you no never mind. Everybody's just enjoying the life they have in front of them right now.
Well,
I'm sitting here with a panic attack, like hyperventilating, but trying to keep calm.
calm yourself down, Joe. Doesn't look like anybody in this room's looking to do us harm. Although, I'm more
for now.
concerned about that fella out front.
Ugh.
Maybe it'd be worth it to go talk to that old man Grunter he's talking about. He might be crazy, but he might be crazy in the right ways.
Anyone they think is crazy is probably normal.
Could be. Don't know till we ask.
I'm tempted to agree. It's just, with all these eyes on us, you think they're going to let us leave quietly?
If we say we just want to camp out in the green goodness of the earth, get some of that plenty the earth's treasure provides. I
Bring
don't
up a
think
good
we'd
I
point.
like
mind.
it. Yeah, play into it. Okay.
No reason they wouldn't let us go.
Sounds like fine logic to me, I suppose. they give us any lip about it, we can only point out about how suspicious it is, and I guess we'll get our answer then.
Guess there's no other way to do it. Shall we?
Kind of, Barnabas starts backing out from the table, like just kind of leaving. Gonna see if anyone makes a ruckus about them just sort of walking out.
I pound whatever I got in my glass, set it down, and follow.
Barkeep, we're heading out, so we'll go ahead and finish up our tab now, if we could.
Oh, of course, gotta go take out that Splendor out there. Let's see, your tab comes to a total of 35 cents.
Well, cheapest drinks I've ever tasted, so delicious. Thank you very much.
We pride ourselves on service, sure.
Thank you
Pays and
again for the
leaves.
bath. That was right delightful.
Of course, anytime. Look at you, you look fit as spring.
Feeling it too. I'm sure we'll be back.
And please do, we got the softest beds in town.
I
And
don't
then
doubt it.
she looks towards the gentleman, and plenty of company to help warm them. As she winks.
Oh, thank you very much, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I'm real bad at keeping that face.
All right, you guys head out into the streets where, kind of just at the crossroads of Market Street and Main Street, you see that Jimmy has set up his cart. Come one, come all, I got miracle cures for days. Keels, what ails you? You, sir, you suffering from anything? No, today's wonderful. Well, shit. How about you, sir? He looks like you're balding a little bit. Well, that's just the way I am, I suppose. Damn it! As you wander by, getting up on your horse.
Looks like James is realizing the place of paradise isn't exactly a great place to set up shop for cure-alls.
Yeah. No place has so little problems, though. We better go find old man Grunter, whatever it is. Figure out what's actually going on here. The horses are just out front, right?
Yeah, you've hitched them up just out front there.
Okay. She's gonna quickly get on her horse and start heading towards the direction of the woods that he'd pointed out.
All right, you begin traveling northeasterly out into the woods. Going to attempt to find Old Man Grunter. You can go ahead and one of you give me a wits check as you're attempting to basically track a human being.
That. Oh my gosh! +2.
Oh, damn.
+2, so 13.
You find your way into the woods and fairly easily start to, as you travel in, you notice areas where there might be a little bit of foot traffic. Not a lot, but maybe from a lone person constantly tracking back and forth through areas. Eventually finding yourself to a much more well-worn foot trail as you travel back into the woods. You're traveling for a little bit here. This man seemingly does not want to live close to the town. As the evening starts to take over, the sun sets beyond the mine, off in the background. You travel through these woods, and eventually start to see a lone flickering light ahead of you.
Anyone else see that?
Yeah, I can imagine it's him. Not many people out this way. Seems like a lot of similar paths to taken, though. Hoping it's only the same person.
All right. Do you wish to just approach as normal on horse?
I'm gonna scope the area just in case. Would that be with wits?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, at this point, Barnabas, you got your gun back
11.
from...
Okay, I was gonna ask, but I figured.
Good to know.
All right, your wits roll.
Yeah, it's 11.
11. All right.
Yep.
And I'm assuming its damage has been increased real quick before anything happens?
Yep, +1 to
Okay.
damage.
Okay.
Now
before
your
anything
bullet.
goes down, I need to get some water really quick. Good
Oh,
one.
sure. Absolutely. You know what? In fact, before we approach the shack of Old Man Grunter,
The
this will
flickering
be a
lights.
fine place to take a break.
Hey-o.
So deep in the woods outside of Prosperity, South Dakota, you find yourself probably about 50 yards out from a lone shack in the middle of the woods.
Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to. Or wait, did Blanche just scan the area? I think that was like the last thing we did. So she probably would have noticed if someone was standing around outside.
Actually, we didn't resolve that before we left. As you've scanned the area, nothing seems off here except for the series of bear traps that are in your path.
Well, this isn't a great sign.
Doesn't look like he's looking to make friends. Perhaps it would be safest if you two stayed back and I tried to negotiate something with this old man.
With all those bear traps in the way, you're not at all concerned?
Oh, I'm very concerned, but I've been known to kind of adjust this tie a little bit. Sweet talk a few angered fellers. Have a feeling this old man might not be too different.
Well, hang on. You're gonna try and walk around all that?
Kind of like takes a look at the area. Think I can't sidestep a few of these bear traps?
I'm just saying I could help you out.
Well, I'd hate to turn back a helpful hand. By all means, Mr. Jeopardy, show me what you can do.
I want to use telekinesis to like cover a few of them to make like a line.
In what way do you mean cover them?
I'm sorry. I mean, I want to activate them. I want them to
Okay.
just go off and then in a line to cover his trail, like so he could walk safely, basically, like in a line.
Got you. Telekinesis is anything within 10 feet, I believe.
Yes.
All right, so you're going to basically travel with him as you
Yeah.
begin walking, and at that point, Blanche, are you also just going to follow along, or
Yeah, I don't.
you're going to
trust any
hang
of it.
back and...
I don't trust a single bit of this, so I'm going to.
All right, you hop off your horses and you begin walking through the remainder of the trail. As you use your telekinesis to set off the first bear trap, clang! A moment later, the light inside the shack goes dark.
I put my hands up immediately to signify that I am unarmed. Pardon me, sir. Rumor has it you're someone I should come to and ask for information on prosperity.
As you continue, do you continue walking forward as you say this?
I hold for a second, just like a beat of silence to see if there's any sort of response. And then when I hear nothing, I kind of like motion to Joe, like, all right, let's keep moving a little bit.
All right, as you keep
All right.
moving...
But I keep my hands in the air to make sure that it is clear I am not meaning any harm.
As you keep going, you set off the second bear trap. And with the second bear trap comes a little bit of a surprise as the bear trap clanks close as you activate it.
Oh,
A small explosion goes off from just beneath the bear trap. And your ears all ring.
ah, what the heck? Barnaby,
All right, these booby traps are a little boobier than I thought. Kind of like
Blanche is
tries
just
to
gonna
rub his
yell
ears.
over top of everything at the cabin. We're not looking to hurt you. We just need some information.
What are you looking for? You hear from your left.
Oh,
As you look up into the trees, a wrinkly man, just like very unkempt. His outfit is more patches than garment. You could probably make an entire new garment out of the patches this thing is patched up with. He seems to be wearing almost a ghillie suit of sorts of, like, it just kind of like painted himself with mud as he's sitting up in the trees, pointing this double-barreled shotgun down at the lot of you.
I once again make sure my hands are thrust into the air in the unarmed position.
Blanche has still got her arms down because she's like, I don't give a shit.
Hail, old timer. Sorry for the intrusion. I apologize if our unannounced visit is a bit alarming to you. I try to do is fast friends real quick. My ability. Is this a skill or is this just a passive thing?
It's mostly go ahead and read Fast Friends.
Sure.
Aloud
the first time you
everybody.
introduce yourself to an NPC, they will be warmer to you than they would be to the average person. Even a normally hostile NPC will give you a chance. Additionally, you gain +1 as the result of your first charm roll you make with an NPC.
And as such, I have taken that into account, and he has not opened fire.
Okay,
So
thank you. Sir, my name is Barnabas Biscall. We're just traveling through these parts because we heard there was money to be made and prosperity, but once we arrived, things just seemed a little off-putting. Now, the only information we've been given for you is you seem to be the only outlier for this town who doesn't love it, so...
Outlier? I ain't no liar! I tell the truth!
No, sir, you misunderstand. You misunderstand. I mean, you are the only person here who seems suspicious of this strange establishment, and as my compatriots here and I also feel a bit off-put by this new town, I figured you'd be the person to ask about it. And I'm going to try and convince him that we are friendly. Is that a charm roll?
That is a roll plus charm, +1 for your Fast Friends perk.
Okay. So that's very good. That's like a 14 right here.
You ain't like them! You ain't like them! You're... What do you want?
I saw a message that said something that we should turn back and that if we went there we'd be changed. Was that your handwriting?
Then why'd you come?
Well,
I was here to help a friend.
And to be honest, I've met plenty of dishonest people on the road. I figured it might be a lie told by bandits who wanted to keep us away from a good thing. But once we got there, I realized the truth in your message. Also, real quick, a side note, outside of player, I've had my hands up this whole time as if people could actually see me, and I feel really stupid.
It's okay, I've been holding my hand up as if I've been holding a shotgun, so...
Oh.
As he, all right! Come with me to my shack! Just follow her around the tree line back here. There are no traps.
Thank you very much, sir. We will follow your directions precisely.
Okay. And he starts to, he hooks what seems to be a belt loop on top of a line on the tree, and he zip lines down the tree towards his shack.
Oh my god.
We follow the path that he instructed, or at least I do.
Yep.
Guess
I
I
tag
should
along.
to the crew.
You find him at his shack, still holding his shotgun, not levied on you, but still very cautious and twitchy. Come in!
I still try to have my palms facing him so he knows that I don't have anything, not bearing any sort of ill will. Thank you so much, sir, for your, I guess your hospitality. I look back at the bear traps, or whatever you'd call it. But I assure you, we mean you no ill will, and we just want to know what's going on around here.
Well, you want to know what's going on? You ain't the first, and you ain't gonna be the last. You see, this whole town used to be mining property. We had a good stake out here. We found gold in the ground. But then, as we got further and further along, we found other things. We found pretty metal, better metal, strong metal, light metal, easily to mold, but hard to change.
I throw a look Jeopardy's way and see if he's responding to anything he's saying.
Yeah, my eyes are a bit larger than normal.
You? He actually looks towards you. You're different too, ain't you?
I'm gonna do an telepath roll on him.
Go for it. Roll plus strange.
Okay.
It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay, well,
And
Ooh.
as he looks,
Okay.
okay, so you rolled a 6.
it never works. Goddamn.
As you look deep into his eyes, he looks back at you. Oh, you is different. You is different. You's like me. You's like me. You know. You know.
What?
I ain't alone. I ain't alone.
You're not alone. You got 3 friends right here with you.
Where?
Kind of like
He's
motion to us.
talking about us.
We's friends now then.
Well,
I'd
you
like-
haven't
I'd
blown our
like-
heads off, so I'd like to think yes.
Say,
Well, you see, this place it changed after they started finding this. After they started finding this, and he pulls out a similar jagged rock, similar to the one that you've been carrying around, Jeopardy. See,
I reach into my pocket and pull out one I have too.
yeah, that. You
Yeah,
see,
this.
some of us out here, we's got it in our brains to know what's going on, but the others got bitten by it, and they dug deeper and deeper, and then they started to change.
Change in what ways?
Oh, they got might friendly all of a sudden. Got might friendly real quick. Everybody's taking kindly to them, especially Hawthorne.
Which one's Hawthorne?
Oh,
I
he's
think
the
he's
one.
that friendly fella we met at the windmill.
Oh, Lord, the blonde.
Hey, that man. He ain't changed. He done changed. He ain't him no more. He ain't the same. He went in just like the rest of them, and he took them in, and they started digging, and they came out different.
Different how?
Oh, different like you wouldn't believe. Like they's not them anymore. Like they's lost their souls. Like they's lost their minds. Not like me. Not like me. I kept it clean. I kept normal.
No, you are the very picture of normal, sir, I assure you.
He's got a big snot like dripping out of his nose. Yeah.
So what's with all the bear traps then?
Oh,
Trying to keep them
that's-
out?
If they's comes back here, I knows they's looking for me. I knows one day they's just gonna be fed up and get tired of me out here, and they're just gonna want to change me like they's changed the rest of them.
So
Well,
the
make
people...
them-
Oh, God.
What makes it so bad to be happy?
It's not that they's happy that's the bad. It's that they ain't them anymore. They ain't them no more.
So this only happens when they go in the mine?
Yeah?
So
Damn.
allow me to perhaps investigate this a bit further, sir. So once you could, I kind of like point at the stones that they were showing off before. So once you were changed by these, you detected a change in them after they went into the mine?
Oh, it weren't just the changes in them. Them's just changed behaviors all of a sudden. But then's when I tries to look at them's on the insides, that's when I knows they's different. And he looks towards you, Jeopardy. You's heard them whispers at night, right?
Yeah.
You's hears them deep in the dark of night. They's whispers at you. They's calls you, and you see the light.
Yeah. You
That's
see
the
that
light?
too?
Yeah, you hears the whispers. It calls to you. It calls to you from the mountain. Tries to bring you in there. Tries to get you different, too. You got called here, didn't you? You found your way here. It knows you're here.
But we're already changed. Are we?
No,
Are we
not
gonna end up the
changed
same
like
way?
us. Changed like them. Them's is different. Them's is a step too far. Them's ain't humans no more. Them's like demons.
Thieves.
Yeah, demons. You know, like old Scratch. Old Scratch lives out there in the woods.
Oh, Lord, not another.
I'd never met a Scratch, sir.
Why, he's right ornery if you go near his cave around this season. Old Scratch is a bear, you see.
Ah.
Try to avoid him.
Yeah,
But he's a demon bear.
All right, demon he is. He's real angry like.
Maybe
Okay.
not a literal demon, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So if we
Yeah.
go to this mine, are we gonna find out what's changed them?
Why the hell would you go in there? After everything I just said!
Well, we gotta find out what's happening, don't we?
You got a screw loose?
Maybe.
The old man brings up a good point. This might be just a strange happening, better left untouched. It sounded like it might be mighty dangerous. I am rather intrigued, though, Jeopardy, your take on the situation.
I'm frankly kind of tired of not getting a good night's sleep for the past couple years. Seems like if this is where it's be calling to, I don't know. Maybe I can get some answers, get some closure on something.
Well, it's your choice to make, but if you go changing, don't expect me to welcome you with open arms if you come back here. Nuh-uh. Old Mama Granter didn't leave no fool. She learned a good man.
Well, sir, if anything does happen to us, I assure you, I will do my best to keep us away from your place and leave you untouched. You meant us no harm. We shall do you no harm.
Well, right now I'll be more concerned. You said you travel with friends.
What do you mean?
Yes, we had a man of the cloth and a fellow salesman like myself. Both also stopped into prosperity with us.
Oh, likely sorts all them lot. Them lots, they always show up this way. And them lots, they always stay. But they's always different.
Are you saying
Different how?
another man of God has come through this town?
Oh, plenty of men of God have popped through here. None of them stay men of God.
Huh.
What happens to them? They change and then they stay?
They become different and they stay. And then they live here.
Oh, Pete's probably got himself in all sorts of trouble by now.
Oh,
What do we-
Pete, when's the last time anybody saw him?
I don't
He went
know.
off to the town hall. See about setting up a church. Shouldn't have left him on his own. He can hardly take care of himself walking down a road.
All things being entirely honest, I've done some disrespectful things in my past, but
Oh, shock me.
enough, Blanche. But I'll feel rather guilty if I leave a man of God in danger. I think that doesn't look very good on the old soul.
We should
You
head
do
back.
what you got to do. If you find your people, you get them out. You get them out right good and right quick. This place ain't no place for good, honest folk. I was just here, but this be my burden to bear. I have to guard this from good folk.
All right. Well, I have a feeling you have a name aside from Old Man Grunter.
Nope.
Just kidding. Old Man Grunter, we appreciate your time. We got things to take care of.
That nope was really good.
It was really good. I was like, oh, damn it.
Hey,
I
are
give a
you?
nod, give a nod and just say, "You keep yourself safe, old timer. Things seem rather dangerous."
He's going back there at night. You be careful too.
Is the night more dangerous?
Nights when they like to turn people.
Shit. And Blanche is gonna, tip her hat and, start going out back on the trail over to her horse.
Y'all want some moonshine? He looks to you and he looks to Barnabas and Joe.
While I appreciate the offer, sir, I think we should probably keep our wits about us with the things going on.
Each their own.
I think I could use one after all this.
He hands you one of those double X bottles.
Oh, yes.
Got a nice jug.
Braver
Here.
man than I, Joseph.
Made it from me own still out back near the river.
Much braver.
It's right good.
Oh, I'm sure it's exactly what I need. Thank you much. I think we'll go catch up.
As you begin to leave, some yards to the north, you hear, "No, my steel!"
What?
His moonshine still. It kerploded. Sorry, I'll play the sound again. There we go.
He saw the fire before it caught. That's what was happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys begin to make your way back down to the city or the township of Prosperity.
Blanche is riding a little harder than she needs to, kind of panicking because, you know, Pete's kind of a weak dude and he's not very good at taking care of himself. So now she feels like a jerk.
Now look, this town seems like it might be full of all kinds of terrible miscreants hiding behind the scenes, but we don't need to get in over our head. Let's just get Pete and get out of here.
I'll keep
If
it
they're
low.
gonna let us.
All right,
Should never left him.
Where are you going to go to find Pete?
Town Hall, Building 3, off of Main Street, on the left.
All right, you begin making your way across Main Street. Jimmy's cart is all packed up and kind of parked right next to Market Street. The Dubois is bustling this time of night. But as you travel across Main Street, you find you do find Pete's cart parked along just in an alley outside of Town Hall.
Recognize that. Let's see if he's inside.
Blanche has got, like, panicked eyes, furrowed brow, looking around, like, moving faster than she should.
All right. He's not in his cart.
Well, he ain't
Did he
here.
go?
I mean, perhaps he's still in town hall. Maybe his meeting with the mayor went a little long.
She's just gonna march up the front steps, and if the door's open, go in.
The door's open, but it's only lit by like a few candles on the inside as you step in.
I follow her.
And she's
The
gonna do
beautiful
a...
architecture of this building. It's deep, dark woods, very well polished. Smells of heavenly mahogany as you're wandering through, but it seems almost barren in here.
And gonna do a check, just to get take in the situation.
Sure, wits.
Oh Lord! All right, so
Great.
that's 6.
Your panic is overtaking you as you feel somewhat responsible for the man, even though he's kind of the world's bitch. You have no, like, you're kind of like losing your wherewithal as you're trying to look around and find him, but you can't make heads or tails of this place. It's got this kind of ghostly chill running through it, though.
Something's not right here. Shit.
I will also read the room. It's just as
Oh
bad.
my God.
As you're
why?
attempting to read the room, you hear a horse clopping up this, like, down the avenue.
Startled
You just
and I
walked
look
up the
away.
stair. Yeah, it's behind. It's out the door behind you. You hear a horse click clock, click clock. It seems to stop by the front of the building.
Think we might have company.
Your
Can
footsteps.
I see this person?
Did you go inside or are you outside?
I think I'm still outside.
Yeah, you see this person. It's a young man. Looks trail worn. Kind of dusty brown hair, freckles on his face. Looks young. Looks pretty young.
To read his mind.
He actually looks at you as he rides up. You're the reason he stops his horse. Excuse me, sir. Go ahead and attempt to read his mind as he's talking.
And it's gonna work so well.
Oh my God! Damn it! Snake eyes.
You are the worst psychic ever.
No.
Excuse me, sir. As you
sorry.
turn to him with a look of like one of those children from Village of the Damned, your eyes glow.
no!
And he feels this intruding force in his brain. Excuse me, sir. Jesus Christ! He rides off at full force.
Oh,
Good.
no!
Get out of here.
I will explain what he was later, but oh my god, you just averted something.
Oh.
You scare the fuck out of this man as he rides off at a full gallop.
It was
Oh my
probably
God.
danger.
Maybe, or help.
Never know
Oh,
now.
boy. No, we'll know at the end. We hate ourselves a little. Okay, so...
Meanwhile, inside you're detecting no signs of anybody here. And
She's
you're
gonna-
seeing no signs that anybody has been here recently.
So she's gonna run back out and start, because the cart was nearby, right?
Mm-hmm. Just parked right in the alley between this building and the next.
So she's gonna run out and look at the cart, and I'll do another check to look for footprints and see where he might have gone from the cart.
Sure.
As she's doing that, I just walk out and join Joe.
8.
8?
Yeah.
As you're looking around the cart, you're noticing what you see are a set of footprints, like a few sets of footprints, then one pair of footprints fewer, and one of the footprints got heavier.
When he carried you.
Shit. Pete! Which direction did they go?
That is harder to tell in this mud road that's very fairly well traveled. But you could, so that's basically up for you to guess, because there's a lot of foot traffic here, and unfortunately with that roll, you do know that there was an abduction that took place. You're just not entirely sure in what direction they carried off.
Well, fellas, we got a problem on our hands now. They got
Yeah,
Pete.
I can't read anybody's goddamn mind anymore. Something's in the sky here. Something's in the water.
We figured that part out already, Joe. Somebody's got Pete. We gotta go find him.
Oh,
Well,
shoot.
do we have any leads on what direction?
No, there's too many people walking around. I only know that someone grabbed him and walked off. I
Well-
can't tell where he went.
The old man kind of made it sound like it was the mine was where everybody was doing the changing, right? Maybe he's in that direction. If that's what their
True,
goal
but
is.
that's also where the changing happens the most. People don't come out.
Well, right now I feel like that's the only lead we'd really have, unless we want to, directly confront Mr. Toby himself.
Could ask around before we run everywhere. Everyone seems nice enough and not quite evil.
I wouldn't trust any of these people. I'd say we'd work on our own here.
Is there any harm in at least going in and seeing if Pete came through? The tavern? He'd never go in there.
He might have stopped by the stable or the mill.
I don't feel right splitting up, though.
Very well, then perhaps let's just check the tavern since we're nearby.
So they'll run over, I guess?
All right, you guys head over to the tavern. You make your way. Oh,
I was gonna say once we get in there. All
right,
go ahead.
yeah, you make your way over to the tavern. It's a nice bustling place this time of night. There's one travel worn, rather harried individual standing at the bar. I swear to God, his eyes just glued at me. Oh, hi, ladies.
Oh no. I keep my head down and I mutter, "It's that guy. I couldn't get a beat on him."
Why don't you go stand outside, keep watch for the minute?
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, ultimately, he seems more than distracted by the ladies of the night here, so you're luckily not his immediate draw.
I head up to the I guess is there a maitre d' or just the bartender?
There's Madame LaRue behind the bar. As you walk up, you do draw this gentleman's eye. Well, I'll be.
Oh.
He's Barnabas Biscoe, ain't you?
Most folks who know me call me Buddy. Have I met you before, sir? I apologize. I'm quite the traveler.
He reaches into his pocket and slaps a sheet of paper down on the table. Now, this is our first meeting. But you done pissed off the wrong person, partner. As he slides a bounty for you.
Well, that I do declare is rather interesting. Wouldn't you say?
That I would, as he begins to reach beneath his coat. You know what they call me? My name is Boomstick William. And IU's gonna be how I make my name for myself.
Well, that is fascinating, but then IU's didn't see coming. All right, this skill. When you decide to ambush a target you are conversing with, you can choose to roll charm instead of body, and your attack deals double damage, but must be made while unarmed or with a small weapon.
All right, what weapon are you choosing to use?
Damn it.
Or are you just going to attack this man?
No, in a room full of people, Grant.
Look, Barnabas looks out for Barnabas.
Oh my god. Oh!
He was here to help, but now things have come and pointed themselves at him, and his true colors will be revealed.
I was gonna
Okay,
say,
so-
but maybe in the middle of this interaction, Blanche, like, zips her arm between them and grabs the bounty.
Well, he chose to act first, so
Fuck me!
roll
God damn it, Grant!
plus charm.
Sorry, Blanche.
Oh, you're not sorry.
Not at all.
Go on, Barnabas. Roll plus charm.
I'm using my knife, by the way. When you asked what I was going to be doing, I'm planning on,
Okay.
on whipping the knife out. I'm not looking for. I guess I don't know if I can really specify this or if it'll be a result of the roll, but I'm not looking to be lethal.
Well, a knife. There's a perk you take to make a lethal weapon non-lethal. So your damage will determine how lethal this is.
God damn it,
Damn.
Grant.
Well, okay, I already called it. Card played. I do my roll.
Oh, the first one is the one you
Oh,
got
oops,
there.
sorry. I
Okay,
hit it
thank
twice.
God.
Plus 3, that's 9.
Oh,
All right. Now, under the rules of an ambush, what happens is if you roll between a 7 and a 9, if you roll a 10 or higher, you just deal all the damage. 6 or lower, you miss. Between a 7 and a 9, you're dealing half damage. So, as this
That'd be 1. But
as
it's
this
doubled.
Yeah, so you double the damage, then you divide it by half again, so you're just dealing normal damage with that knife.
Okay.
So
So
you're
yeah,
dealing-
so that'd be 2 damage.
2 damage. As you as he's reaching for something in his pocket, you take out your knife and you stab his hand into the bar. Ah!
All right, now I will also use Smuggler to try and hide the bounty he pulled out.
For a simple sleight of hand check, go ahead and give me a roll plus body. Just to see that nobody else notices that you take it.
That's a.
Eyes are
Oh my
immediately
God.
drawn to you as they see you take the paper and slide it down the sleeve of your shirt.
This gentleman was preparing to point his firearm at me.
Ah, my hand! My hand! Oh, my boomstick hand!
You see, he even calls it his boomstick hand.
Ah, you bastard! Pull it out! Pull it out! Go ahead and give me a charm roll as everybody's staring at you currently.
How good are you?
Oh, that's a 9. Now, please, folks, it's just one big misunderstanding. I did everything I could to not harm him in any significant way, but I was going to defend myself.
Hand!
But I was ready to defend myself.
Ah! As he's like kind of like wheeling and reeling against the bar, trying to like, as your hand is still like on the handle, and he's just trying to pry your hand off. The bar attendees are concerned by you, and they're not making any moves against you, but you can tell there's a lot of tension in the room against you right now.
I removed the knife, or I put my hand on the handle of the knife. Now, sir, I'll happily take this out of your person if you are willing to promise that you will not threaten me again.
Okay.
Do I have your word? As I kind of tighten my grip on the handle.
You kind of jiggle it a little. Yeah, I won't do it. I'll tell him I didn't find you.
That sounds like a mighty fine idea. And I pull the knife out. Or attempt, I guess. I don't...
Oh! Madame LaRue Shug, you look like you could use some help. Ladies, please, take this man. Get him some attention. Oh! And they usher him off to the back.
I look to Lady LaRue. I apologize for the commotion, ma'am. I swear, I only came in here looking for a friend, and he kind of cornered me.
This ain't our first share of trouble, but I will say I am not appreciative of it, sir.
Well, don't you worry. We weren't planning on staying long. We came into town with a man of the cloth earlier. I was just wondering if you had seen him come through these doors.
We don't get many men of the cloth through these doors, Sugar.
I'm aware, but we've been searching high and low for him and can't find him nowhere, so figured we might as well check.
Well, this is a place where you find lost souls, but that particular one ain't found its way in here.
Well, I appreciate you, ma'am. Real quick, though, before I turn away from her, I'm going to try and, I guess, read her and see if I, or like a book, like a book is the passive.
Yeah, go ahead and roll plus wits.
Oh, looking good with that. That's a 11.
She is lying.
I appreciate your forthcomingness, ma'am. My friends and I'll have a seat over here, and when we're ready to figure out our next move, we'll be on our way.
See that you do.
That lady is lying through her teeth. Pete has been here.
Fuck me. What are we gonna do if she's lying? How are we gonna find him? Is he in the... Fuck! Pete! Goddamn little shit.
Look over to Joe. Well, Jeopardy, you're a magic man. You got any sort of way of divining a location for a man?
He's...
What's
I
that?
didn't hear. He's outside.
I think.
That's right. He's outside. Shoot.
I guess you could convene this conversation outside.
Yeah, we'll head outside, because if they're not gonna tell us anything...
Yeah, sitting around, I guess, doesn't make any sense.
Alright, so if we know she's lying, that means we got the rest of the town to figure out. I'm gonna take a look around the building, see if there's any extra doors. And...
Joe, do you have any insight, perhaps? Anything to help us?
Oh, what in there? What's going on?
Well, there was a little bit of a commotion. Ran into an old friend, let's say, and during which time I inquired if we had seen if Father Pete had been seen, and we were told no, but my intuition tells me they're saying otherwise.
I think his honest business dealings caught up with him.
Push now.
Okay. I don't gotta read minds to know what happened. It's cool. It's fine. We got you.
But either way, it's becoming very clear that Pete has come through this way, and no one's gonna tell us nothing. So, wasn't sure if you seem to have some otherworldly powers on you. You wouldn't happen to know how to divine and find a man, would you?
I don't really keep a list of the crazy stuff I can do per se. Except I do. Let me look.
Don't just have an itemized list of crazy skills or perks you may have obtained.
And Nick, Blanche is gonna run around the building. Does this have like an underground, from what she can see? Like, is there any underground like basement compartments or windows into the basement?
All right, go ahead and give me a wits check as you're surveying the area.
9.
As you're wandering around, you're like just trying to find places that might lead downward. There's obviously a pantry that you can't quite get into without being staffed, but as you're walking by the door that the two girls ushered Mr. Boomstick William into, what sounds to be gusts of wind are coming from in there, and it sounds like the muffled moans of a man.
Fellas,
Yeah.
They're outside. Yeah, you walk to them and you inform them.
yeah. Guys, we got a problem.
What's going on?
Come on. I'm hearing some wind come up, and I'm hearing some moans come with it. Not good ones.
All right, lead the way.
She'll
You
lead him around
lead
the back
them-
of the building, and then is it like something that's open?
This was from the inside. You were looking around the inside of the building as you
Oh.
found that room. As you go into that room, it looks to be a pretty plain room. Nice Persian rug across the floor. There's a chaise lounge, but there's nobody in here.
She's immediately gonna pick up the rug and try and toss it, see if there's anything under it.
You lift the rug, and sure enough, there appears to be a cellar door beneath it.
She's gonna listen to it first. Like, put her ear on the wood and see if she can hear anything from underneath it.
Give me a wits check as you're trying to listen over the din of the tavern.
It's a 5.
You can't hear anything over the din of the tavern beyond the room. But as you're listening, a couple of shadows approach the doorway. Barnabas and Joe would be the first to notice that 2 of the ladies are standing in the doorway, each of whom are holding what could be described as a cudgel.
What you looking for in here?
Oh.
Oh, shit. What are those for?
She smiles. Oh, what was the roll? You're
Grant.
muted.
Muted.
Grant, you're on mute.
Whoa, where did that happen? I don't
know.
remember pushing that. Huh.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Anyway, sorry about that. I apologize. I was saying I'm trying to roll to charm them and be like, oh, excuse us, ma'am. Oh, we were just lost. We were looking for something.
All right.
Well, looks like you might have found it. What exactly were you looking for down there?
As she's kind of like patting that cudgel in her hand.
Well, a friend of us told me there was a bit of a VIP entrance, and that's the way he had used, and to follow him there.
Oh, well, if you'd like to see it, then go right on ahead. We'll be right behind you.
Yeah. I looked at Blanche.
Fuck me. You all go first. I'll head up the back.
Sounds like a good plan. I head over there and try to go through the thing we found.
Yeah, you walk through the cellar doors. It leads into what appears to be a it looks like a normal fitted cellar at first, but as you keep going down, the rocks get a little craggier, and you can tell that you're walking into the entrance of a carved out cave as these women walk behind you with their cudgels.
This is the same blonde and brunette from before, right?
No, different girls. There are
Oh, okay.
plenty of girls that work here. Plenty of lost souls have found their way to prosperity.
Gotcha.
Bit
Joe.
dingier than I expected.
Joe, as you're walking through this, it's getting to be about that time of night, and you start to hear in your back of the mind.
No.
And your eyes begin to see in the dark a little bit better, actually, as you're traveling deeper into the cave.
Oh, hey, imagine. What? What's all this?
What's happening? Joe, fill me in.
That's that thing's happening. That thing that I said.
Oh, the light?
The thing, yeah. And I can see in the dark really well. It's like I never really noticed that before. Can you guys see in this? Like I can. pick out
No,
every little
Joe,
nook and
it's just
cranny.
you.
Afraid I'm seeing nothing.
I can see every little thing, every little drop of water.
What's happening with the girls behind us? Are they like unaffected?
They are no longer smiling. They, if you look back to them, they are staring ahead blankly. And as you get further and further in, as you continue to check back on them, their eyes begin to roll into the back of their heads.
All right.
This cave. Hold on. As this cave, the walls of the cave are no longer a rock, but now there is this smooth metal starting to take form. A very almost luminescent metal. It's giving off a faint blue glow as you continue to travel. And Joe, the voice continues to prod the back of your mind, just like kind of like the din of a well-companied room. You can hear several voices in this faint language, this foreign tongue.
Oh, I hear them. They're very clear.
This is seeming rather unsettling. This isn't the VIP entrance I expected.
Blanche is gonna turn heel and just try and punch one of the girls in the face, whoever's holding the cudgel.
They're both holding cudgels, and
Well,
as you
she's
turn, they immediately swing towards you.
Shit. Can I,
You can roll to hit
Yep.
plus body.
Okay. 7.
As you swing on them, they manage to they both manage to crack you. One of them cracks you in the shoulder. The other one cracks you just beneath the ribs of the arm that you're punching from. You do land your damage on the one that you're aiming for, but you take 2 in return, mitigated by 1 for your shield.
Ooh. So what does that put me at?
I think that takes out some of your armor.
Yeah.
As you punch the one in the face, its head twists to the side and then cracks right back into place.
Oh,
That is unnatural sounding.
don't think this fight's gonna go very well. So if she stops, she's gonna stop for a minute. Do they stop their attacks as well?
No. They
No.
now see you as a threat.
Great. Shotgun's out.
All right, you reach down to your side and you pull out your handy dandy boomstick.
And I forget. Is that like area? Would I hit both of them shooting back?
It's not a splash weapon. After the
Got
modification,
it.
the barrels are significantly more accurate.
More tight. Got it. Okay. I'm also going to use a Kimbo and be holding my 6-shooter at the same time.
All right, now with that, you can attack the second one.
Yep. So this will be for shotgun. 7, and then that's for shotgun.
For shotgun,
sauna
you're rolling plus body.
plus body.
Mm-hmm.
Oh lord. Wait, what does the damage do then?
Damage
Oh,
is just the
that's just
flat
for if it
boost
hits.
on the gun, yeah.
So plus body, I get 10.
Yep, so as they are reeling back to swing at you again, you fire the shotgun straight, like, you just give them a chest full of buckshot. How much damage does your shotgun do?
4.
All right. That is... She's taking... and she kind of, like, slams back against that metal wall
Oh,
as you continue,
shit.
as you pull your pistol using your akimbo skill on... do you want to fire on the one you already fired on or the other one?
Is she still up?
She looks like she's not, like...
She'll be down for a while.
It's hard to tell with this person at the moment, as their head is just kind of like swiggling back and forth violently as they are trying to get back to their feet.
Okay. With this, I'm gonna shoot the 6-shooter, but I'm gonna try and just like damage her hand so that she can't hold the cudgel.
Unfortunately, do you have the dead or alive
Oh.
perk?
I do.
You do? All right then.
I
Yeah,
do.
You can fire non-lethally.
8 plus body is plus 3, so yeah, I'm 11 for that.
Yeah.
And then the damage would be
how-
2.
Damage would be 2. Yeah,
Yep.
you knock the cudgel straight out of their hand, just making their hand worthless. Just boom! Second one is now unarmed and has a wounded hand. And as we are currently in combat, the way combat works in this game as a group, it's always reactionary. But if you two want to be in on this combat, you have to act again before Blanche can act.
Okay. Do they... Okay, so she's disarmed one of them, essentially, and then kind of knocked back or down the other?
Yeah, the other one is currently trying to get back onto its feet.
You two go on ahead. I don't know how much time we got for Pete's in more trouble than he's already in. I can handle these two. I'll be right up behind you.
I think you got it.
I give a nod to Blanche. Just, thank you. Kind of speechless at someone's selflessness.
Barnabas and Joe continue to run off. Blanche, the girls continue to try to assault you.
Let's see. How... So it's hard to tell for the one that I buckshotted.
Yeah, the
And
one
they're
that
gonna
you
keep coming
buckshotted,
until they die.
they're moving in an otherworldly fashion, almost as if they aren't in control of themselves.
Shit. No chance of running for me at this point, right?
I mean, you can run whenever the hell you want. You have legs.
Right. So she's going to use the next two shots and aim it at the legs to try and incapacitate them from moving very quickly.
All right.
So this will be the first one. Oh, Lord, 14 with the shotgun.
All right, with the shotgun, which one are you shooting at? The one that you shot with the pistol previously, or the one that you shot with the
Pistol
shotgun?
previously, I'm shooting at her legs.
Okay, so you cross your arms, you fire that one off, and you take her down at the kneecap. You just absolutely obliterate her shins, and she collapses to the ground.
And then second one is gonna be, what is that, 12?
That absolutely
Yeah.
hits. As you fire at the other one, you shoot straight through their Achilles tendon, like straight through their heel. As they're taking a step forward, they face plant onto the ground just after getting back up. What normally you'd believe, like, this would be something that would put anybody out. Their arms are still trying to drag and bring them closer to you, but they cannot walk anymore.
She's just gonna, she's gonna turn because she's gonna go run after the fellas because they're probably incapacitated enough at this point where they won't be a problem for a bit. But she's gonna apologize. Sorry, ladies. I know you're not in control of yourselves, but I got bigger problems right now. She's gonna run off and try and follow down the hallway.
You begin running down this rocky hallway that's becoming more and more metallic as you go and becoming brighter and brighter as you go. Barnabas and Joe, as you're running down this hallway, it's getting cleaner and slicker, and the area is getting wider. You must be getting close to, as you've been traveling, you're probably around here is your best estimate while underground.
Okay.
Right?
The area is starting to become a bit more cavernous with a few more like outcroppings. There are, you believe you see shapes kind of like moving in your periphery. If any of you would like to get a better glimpse at it, give me a roll plus wits.
Give it a check. Not great. 5.
I'll give it a look too. Yeah, I got +1. Hey. 12.
Oh. It's not a psychic thing, so suddenly your rolls are great.
Barnabas, you can't get like a clean look at it. This is shit that's like far beyond anything you've dealt with previously. Whereas Joe, you're more intrigued by a lot of the stuff that's going on. In fact, some of these whispers you feel like are coming from these things. And as you look, you see a little stout gray creature with kind of a conical head with a rounded chin. and tentacles where its nose should be, just kind of like glimpsing at you from around a corner as it peeks its head away when it notices you looking at it.
And you said I didn't get a good look at this?
No, they're just popping in and out of areas.
Is it out of my sight? Can I telepath it?
Yeah, well, you could see it. You definitely could.
Okay. Listen, guys, it
I'm
has to work.
excited for you. I'm so excited.
Thank you. I want to telepath the fucking alien. Okay. Yeah, that plus strange and pleased.
Please work.
Yes!
Okay.
I'm so proud of you.
That's
Yay!
9.
It knows that you're listening to it. And it can't quite communicate in your language. But you get the sense that it is endlessly intrigued by you and all the people around here. And just really, really wants them to stay.
Okay.
Doesn't seem harmful to me.
Buddy, we got to get Pete.
All right.
When you say Pete, the surface level thoughts of the creature shifts to the form of that man, the man known as Pastor Pete Monahan.
What? Hang
saw him-
on. What?
He saw him wandering through previously. You just get a vision of Pete being led through here by men with bags over their heads. And weird patterns painted on the bags.
And do I see where they took Pete? Like a path that they took or anything?
Straight down the path you're headed.
Okay. Oh man. Okay. This is getting way too real, way too fast. He's this way. We just gotta keep going.
Blanche catches up with you at this point as you've taken a moment to converse with an alien.
Barnabas is still entirely confused about what's going on. Just kind of, oh, if you say so. Suddenly feeling incredibly out of his element for the first time in a long time.
We're in pretty deep. Those ladies aren't down, but they ain't moving right. There's something else going on.
I'm like rubbing my head like, yeah, no, there's something going on. But peace this way, and we're just gonna keep going this way. That's what we're gonna do.
I'll lead the way.
Follow your lead.
I just keep walking down where I saw them go.
You run deep into this thing, running by more of these shapes that keep shifting out of your minds. You know exactly what they are at this point, Joe. But they are intrigued by you. They don't seem to necessarily mean you any harm. But then you enter this large cavern at the center of... God, this whole thing, it's hard to discern exactly what all this is. There are lights booping and a blopping, just coming out of nowhere, coming out of the sky. Pinks, greens, just shivering, shifting throughout the air. And as your attention is drawn further into the center of this psychedelic hellscape, you see what can only be described as a whale-like monstrosity with brain-like appendages forming beneath its corpulent form, and a large, again, kind of rounded conical dome atop its body, sitting in front of a pedestal where Pastor Pete is currently kneeled, bathed in a sickening blue light.
Think this is the god he was talking to?
You all see this, right? I just want to make sure that now you...
Yeah,
Yeah?
Joe,
Okay.
we see it. It's
All right,
here.
I'm just making sure this isn't one of my head tricks again. Okay.
What are they doing to
Holy
him?
shit.
Can you talk to it, Joe? Since you can get in things' heads?
You hear, "Why, he's just being bathed in the light of the Lord like he always wanted."
That doesn't sound right to me. It's a little less literal if you know my saying.
Oh, everything's literal here. In the town of Prosperity, everybody gets what they want.
Is that
As
you,
the-
Hawthorne?
Yeah, the mayor is standing just down the path of you. He pulls this sack with it's a black circle, a red circle on the inside, with a triangle, like an arrow-like triangle coming out the top of the black circle. Oh, why, yes it is, ma'am. How happy we are to have you here. We thought it wouldn't be quite some time.
So what are you doing to him?
Why, we're just making sure he don't want to leave none. That way, he can stay here and be happy forever.
He would have been happy to stay here forever without whatever this is.
Oh, but now he'll be happier and he'll be part of our little plan.
What's your plan?
I don't fucking know.
What the fuck does that mean?
It's not for me to answer.
Who's gonna answer me then?
Why, the great lord from beyond, of course. As he gestures down to the whale-like creature at the center of this room. Go on, you can hear his call, can't you?
I
It's
can't,
why you're here.
but he's gonna hear mine if I don't get answers real quick.
Oh, he hears all our thoughts. As the mayor kind of just stands aside and kneels down.
Blanche is gonna try and go over to where Pete is. It calls out to him.
As you walk down this path, you are flanked continuously by more and more of these people with bags on their heads as they turn and look at you, and then turn as each of you walk by, they turn back towards the creature in the center and take a knee.
Pete? Pete?
You can see his body kind of like floating off the pedestal as you're getting closer, his back arching, his eyes starting to roll into the back of his head.
I'm beginning to think we might be a little late.
Not too late yet. Blanche is gonna try and, like, shoulder bump him off the pedestal.
You're gonna walk up to the pedestal. All right, go ahead and
Gonna
give me
try.
Go
The way
ahead.
you said that.
Go ahead and give me a body check as you get to the top of the pedestal.
9.
You run up there and you just give Pete a mighty shove as his body flies out of the light, and immediately gravity takes hold and he starts to fall. You hear a splash, but you are immediately sucked up into this light.
Fuck.
And your eyes begin to coalesce with this vibrant blue light. You can see paradise on the other side.
John?
You see John. He takes the form that you knew him in life.
Little
Wow.
Sarah? What are you doing
They're all
here?
standing there waving at you. While we're
I thought you
here.
were all dead.
Well, we can't be dead in paradise. Come on, Blanche.
Guess you're right.
What's everybody else doing right now? While Blanche's eyes are rolling in the back of her head.
I want to telepath her.
Oh, all right. Do it for good.
All right.
I was gonna say, while you're doing that, Barnabas will be chasing after her.
After Pete? Who's in the water now?
No, with you being sucked into the light, I am now gonna be like, ah! Just, and freaking out about that. So I'm probably gonna be falling for the same whatever's happening to you very soon.
As you attempt your mind link, which I believe that's a 6,
Yeah.
your eyes too gleam with the glow as you try to attach yourself to her brain. You too see paradise on the other side.
Uh-huh.
What is paradise to you?
Oh man. I see all of these aliens telling me that I was right.
They're just
They
standing
said-
around you, shaking your hand.
They're shaking their hands, they're just clapping like you were right the whole time. Everyone else is the idiot. You
End of Evangelion.
You knew the whole time. Everyone else didn't believe
Congratulations.
you. Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations.
I'm like, I know. I said it the whole time. They all called me crazy. It's just so nice to see you.
All right, Barnabas, how are you going to try to stop this?
Barnabas, upon seeing Blanche being, I guess, like pulled into the sky from his perspective.
Yeah, she's floating a good 5 feet in the air.
Yeah, he made the foolish mistake, I'm gonna go ahead and say, of also running up and trying to pull her down, much like she had knocked
no.
Pete off.
Oh my god, we're all dead.
All right,
Is
go
there
ahead.
is that a body roll or
That
whatever?
is a
Well, I
body
guess-
roll to try to pull her out of this.
Oh
Got
my
it. There we go.
god.
So
We're
7.
all gonna die.
You managed to grab Blanche and pull.
Ha! I got you. Don't
You
worry,
both
Blanche.
but you both go tumbling down the stairs. As Blanche is ripped from this, Joe, you two are set free of the spell, sitting in front of this massive, lumpy beast.
You, Blanche. You were about to be pulled to the sky, but I got you.
Where's John? Where's
Who?
Sarah?
What?
My
No.
My family. They were right there.
Blanche, I don't know what you've seen, but we've been down here this whole time.
Down here. Where's here?
Follow.
You look back up and you see the large whale-like monstrosity sitting in the center of the room. The people in the bags begin to moan. The hisses in the back of your mind, Joe, begin to get a little bit more violent.
Pete. She's gonna start looking for him.
Go ahead and give me a wits check.
+2 is 9.
He's currently face down in the water that you threw him into.
Shit. She's gonna dive in there and try and fish him out.
All right, you dive into the water. Go ahead and give me a body.
8.
You can you manage to get him upright, but you're having trouble finding a way back to any sort of shore. So you're struggling to
Fuck.
keep him afloat down there.
God damn it. What is this fucking day?
Meanwhile, the
Barnabas, real
yeah.
quick, is beginning to panic
Yep.
just from seeing all the strangeness. So he has now drawn his weapon and is just aiming at these creatures, unsure where to shoot, but being very clearly threatening, if that's doing anything.
The men with bags on their heads begin to stand and encroach upon you. They start walking towards this pathway that leads to that staircase that leads up to that pillar in front of this beast that's hanging in the center of this room. They're beginning to encroach upon both of you.
All right. Do I still have the moonshine on me?
You absolutely do.
Okay. I'm going to. Is the brain whale in throwing distance?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'm throwing the moonshine on the brain whale.
All right. Go ahead and give me a roll plus body.
Okay, my body is very weak, but we will see.
You know what? You're telekinetic. Give me a roll plus strange.
That's right, I am.
God. Please let it come through this one time.
That'd be really good. Okay.
I believe.
+2 is 7.
Oh my god.
So you douse the front of this thing's face with moonshine as the bottle hurtles down and cracks poor Pastor Pete on top of the head.
No.
Just as he was coming to.
No.
It's a bonk!
Poor baby. He's having a bad day.
The world's bitch.
Seeing that he's thrown the moonshine, Buddy gets a great idea. I pull out one of my fire bottles that I have, and I chuck it at the brain whale, aiming hopefully for the doused alcohol area.
You light the fire.
Hell yeah!
And on
11 on that
contact
roll.
with this thing's chitinous skin, you hear this horrific screech erupt from the center as the lights in the air begin to undulate this violent red. The room begins to shake and shake as this creature begins to burn alive. The men in the with the bags on their heads begin to clutch their heads and start smacking their heads against the ground.
Fellas, I'm gonna say we get out of here.
That's a great idea. Where's Pete and Blanche?
Little help.
They are about 30 feet down in the water.
Hold on.
I have
Real
a
quick.
rope. We've lassos, right?
You do.
Okay.
Real quick,
Does
I'm
it
gonna
weigh
do
less than
this.
a pound? Oh, let him do this thing.
This is a roll for character, if you will. I'm
Okay.
doing an evens odds. Evens, I'm a good guy. Odds, I'm a bad guy.
Okay.
Are you shitting me?
Role play how you feel. If you gotta flip a coin in your
Here
brain.
we go. All right, I'm a good guy. All right, I stick around to help.
Good ending. All right.
Thank God.
If I had gotten odds, I was just running.
And Blanche would have remembered this.
All right.
I love you, Grant.
So you're going.
Perfect.
I'm going to telekinesis my fucking rope.
All right. You can get the end of it down there. You got about, I'd say about 10 feet of rope on you, so you're gonna need about 20 more to get all the way there.
I have my lasso too, or is that?
I'm sorry,
combined
Kieran.
with-
Nobody's carrying 30 feet of lasso.
Wait.
Right.
Barnabas should tie his lasso
Yell that.
Yeah.
to the other lasso, and I could use my lasso to try and.
Here's some extra length. I throw him my lasso.
All right. As you're doing this, the creature is beginning to like douse the flames on its head.
Oh.
The flames are starting to burn up and go out, just leaving behind some kind of burned up scar tissue.
All right.
Still in
I
searing
try to...
pain, and the bagmen are still distracted, though.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try to tie these together.
All right, you now have 20 feet of rope. You need
Okay,
10 more.
My telekinesis controls any object within 10 feet. I have 20 feet of rope, 10 feet
Oh
away.
my
That's 30
God!
feet.
Oh my
That's
God.
very true. Okay, so you lower
Do it.
the rope 10 feet, holding onto it as hard as you can with your brain. Blanche, this rope is just dangling and just touching the tip of the water.
Okay, I'm gonna grab it and try and.
How much
Climb up.
weight can you hold with your telekinesis?
I don't know.
It says it in the skill.
Anything that weighs less than a pound.
So in order to hold Blanche, you're going to need to roll plus strange in order to just...
Oh, please be strong.
All right, I'm trying my best over here.
I know.
11!
Oh,
Blanche, this rope seems to be holding as you're going up there.
I'm
But
gonna
then-
climb up as fast as I can.
You reach the end of the rope and you're still 10 feet from the edge.
No. Shit.
There's no
Wait.
more rope to climb.
That's fine.
Also-
'cause I'm gonna.
Are you carrying Pastor
I'm-
Pete?
Yeah.
Give me a body roll.
God damn it.
Okay.
Plus 11 or plus 3. I mean, so.
You're able to hold yourself on this ever-shaking rope, just trying to keep his unconscious body on your back.
Okay. And I also have a lasso, correct?
You, in fact, do. Both of your arms are currently occupied holding the rope and keeping the father on you. But are you going to attempt to toss your rope upwards?
Yes.
All right, this is going to need to be another body check.
Yep.
There to grab
Okay.
it since Joe is busy psychically holding the rope.
Oh wait, it's 9. With
You
body.
you toss the rope up there.
Do I need to do a body check to grab it? I'm guessing.
No, you can grab the rope.
Okay.
That's just fine. Unfortunately, you lose grip of Pastor Pete as he falls
No.
back into the water.
God damn it!
Moderate success. You got the rope where it needs to be. Unfortunately, you lost your friend.
Wait, okay, at this point, We can now tie all 3 ropes together so we have 30 feet of rope so I can jump down to the water, get my fucking friend, and climb the fuck up.
That's true. You can do that now.
Well, we're gonna do it really fast as humanly possible. I'll even do a body roll for it. Look. God
Blanche,
damn
I
it.
commend your selflessness, but we have got to go.
It's a 7.
The bag men are starting to stand back up and are continuing to encroach on the edge.
God damn it.
They're getting closer and closer as they begin to pull out tomahawks, axes, knives.
I pull out my trusty 6-shooter and fire at the closest one.
You're also holding a rope currently, which is holding Blanche.
Shit, you're right. Never mind. I take that back.
Okay. I
Shoot the gray thing. Shoot the fucking gray thing.
I'm pulling out my gun, my fucking high caliber upgraded repeater that does 4 damage. Okay.
All right. By the way, how much damage does the fire bottle do?
The fire bottle did 3 damage.
All right. Plus the 3 from the moonshine, plus the 1 for the turn it took to put itself out. All right. Give me just a second to mark down its livingness. And you are going to point your gun at this creature that now knows the pains of man. Go ahead and roll plus body to shoot this thing.
All right. My body isn't so hot, but that's okay because my gun is amazing. 8.
Oh my god.
As you are pulling your gun on this creature, you fire as several of these tomahawks are thrown at you. You take what would normally be 6 points of damage. How much shield do you have?
I have 2 armor and 2 shield.
All right, so you take your 2 armor are gone, and you take 2 health points as a tomahawk embeds itself in your shoulder. But firing on this creature, all of the men collapse as the creature begins to undulate many different colors and starts to wrinkle up and turn this sickeningly pale white as it shrivels to a third of its size. And it begins to shake violently.
Fuck!
The whispers are no longer in your head.
Oh god, I could hear for the first time.
And right now what you're hearing is, pull me out of the fucking water!
Please.
Doing everything I can!
All right, Barnabas, go ahead and roll plus body.
Please. Ah.
8.
All right, you're able to hold it in place. You're able to hold it steady. You're not so good at pulling them out. So
Can
this
I
is
just
going to
climb
be
it?
on. Yeah, this is going to be on Blanche to carry Pastor Pete out.
12.
Holding his soaking wet ass on your back, you're just like, I'm sick of this shit. I'm tired of this. Climbing up this fucking rope.
Done with this fucking night. I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna kick something's ass.
All of the men are currently crumpled on the ground, fidgeting, or all the people with the bags on their heads are currently just fidgeting on the ground. The creature is shaking more and more and more violently as you are standing
holding
there
my ground.
observing it.
I
we
want to
up
shoot
there?
it again.
Are we up
Okay,
there now? We're
you are up there.
Oh, okay. I thought.
Yeah, she made it up.
Okay.
Let's blow this piece of shit back to Mars.
Hi.
And you're going to attempt to
I like-
shoot it
I-
again?
Yes.
All right. Everybody else, I'm assuming, is running.
Well,
Nope.
when he says
I'm-
let's blow
I'm-
this shit to Mars,
I'm taking out all the guns.
Okay.
you
go ahead and roll-
you guys keep him distracted is all I say.
roll plus body there, Joe.
10.
Wow.
As you fire on this creature, we zoom back to a much higher vantage point. As deep beneath the earth, you can see a massive bubble just of earth, and it rubbles back in on itself.
What? Oh. You did not.
Go ahead and give me a roll plus body.
12.
You're in a very dark place.
11.
You are in a bubble of air, but you can see
7.
just fine. You are surrounded by this hard metal. And 7?
7. Yes.
Your leg is pinned by a rock, but you're still currently alive.
Ah!
What the fuck happened?
Can I see either of the others?
From your current vantage point, you can see Blanche.
What the hell was that?
Buddy, where are you?
Over here! I'm just shouting.
Blanche is gonna run over and try and take the rock off.
Ah!
It works. Oh yeah, totally works. 13. Or 14. Just
Yeah, you pry the rock out. You manage to get some leverage on the rock under his leg, and you get him out from under it.
And I just... did this rock, like, damage my leg at all? Can I stand?
You took probably about like 3 or 4 damage from it. Your leg is... You're not going to be able to run for a hot minute, but you can hobble.
Okay, I can get on my feet at least.
Where's
Have you
Joe?
seen Joe?
Where's Pete?
Joe!
Joe, you can hear
Hey!
you can hear them yelling from where they're at, just between some rubble and you.
All right.
Your last minute psychic bull. You managed to like form a bubble around yourself before all this stuff came crashing to the ground.
Well, that's new. Buddy? Blanche?
Yeah.
I think I hear you.
We're over here!
Pete?
He's just on the other side of a rock fall from them. You can kind of
Joe
glimpse.
is?
You can kind of glimpse between the rubble a little bit. There's some pockets there. Luckily, this metal that you are currently surrounded by, it's pretty sturdy.
Y'all good?
I'm fine, but
A little banged up, but I'll be okay.
did you see Pete anywhere?
Pastor Pete's still currently unconscious behind you there, Blanche.
Oh, okay. Thank God. He would be dead 5 times over if I didn't constantly save his ass.
So from where you're at, how do you want to get out of this situation?
See any sort of like light filtering through? Is there any kind of exit of any kind?
That would be a roll plus wits.
Hey, you know what? Good point.
Yep. So I'm gonna do the same thing.
A 10 for me.
A 8 for me.
As you're scrambling around, you're able to find some loose rubble because you hear some running water.
Hold on, I think there's a way out over here.
What do you see?
I hear water. Would it be like a body to try and clear a path?
Yeah.
I start trying to move the rubble. Snake eyes, I am very weak.
Your fingers are getting kind of cut up by the jagged metal.
My dancer's hands. They're not a working man's hands. I'm sorry, I can't. It's not
I'll
moving.
handle it. I'll handle it. And Blanche.
I'll say between you and Blanche, you're able to kind of clear it. Her and her deep calluses. You're also able to dig through and get Joe back over to you. Funny enough, it leads you back. The water that you're hearing is the water that you pulled Blanche out of.
Oh.
Well, guess we were all ended up down here anyway. Probably should have jumped.
I didn't even think about seeing where the water went. Huh.
Well, there's this river that went through the town. Maybe it takes us back out.
Yeah, you
Look,
follow
as
the
good a guess as any.
you follow the flow of the water, taking turns keeping old Pete afloat. As you find your way out the side of this very large cave mouth off to the northwestern side of the mountain, where the mines are. You find yourself back up to shore, and you notice this crater just eating up the northwestern side, completely crushing City Hall. Everything in the northwestern area of this map is currently a crater.
Oh.
Well, shit.
This a little bit more collateral damage than I was looking to make.
But as you
How
find
much
yourself
collateral?
but as you find yourself up on shore, some of the sand that you're kicking out as you're walking up there, you notice it glimmering. And sure as shoot, you find just gold everywhere.
Buddy,
Say
is
there was
that
lots of
buddy? You should
gold.
know. Is that this is it, right?
Yeah. I mean, they've been saying that there was plenty of gold and prosperity and that you could pale it out of the water like nothing, but golly, I didn't expect it to be this glittering.
Do you gotta do that thing where you bite it and see if it like bends or something? I don't know if that's accurate. You should know.
I mean, normally you can do that, but this looks like, I'm guessing it's like practically just in the dirt. So not exactly something.
There are rocks of it everywhere, especially around this craterous area.
Well, hold on. I take the closest to a coin-shaped chunk I can find, and try to do the classic bite test.
Sure.
Oh my god.
Go ahead and give me a roll plus smarts
You got it.
to verify.
Hell yeah, 12 with no bonuses. So
That there is genuine bona fide gold.
Oh, we are gonna be rich, folks.
That's the deal. It's everywhere.
You barrel up a bunch of the gold
Into Pete's cart.
into Pete's cart, who's still unconscious, but whatever, he'll deal.
This will be the biggest tithe I've ever given, that's for sure.
Well, at least Pete got his come to Jesus moment.
As he is confirmed sleeping right now. You have checked his vitals at some point.
Yeah.
And you begin to ride out of town. You see Jimmy as he's walking, as you're riding down the best path you can to get out of this place. You see Jimmy walking out of the Dubois Inn, covered in lipstick and stuff like that, and he sees you riding off. Leaving already?
I'm gonna say we found everything we want to find here.
Well,
Gonna go try and help Pete set up in a different town. Maybe one a little nicer.
Well, best of luck to all of you. I'm gonna see about sticking around a little bit. Got kind of quiet after you guys left last night, but you didn't miss a whole lot.
Sounds like a mighty fine plan. You should check out that mine.
he looks off to the distance. What the hell?
Let's get out of here.
You begin to hit the old dusty trail, riding off into the sunset. This is where we end our adventure.
Good ending.
Yeehaw.
We saved everyone.
I really thought I was sealing our fate when I ran up
I
to
really
Blanche.
did too.
And when we managed to get out of it, I was surprised.
Man, I swear to God, just you constantly putting Pete in peril was so on point, but also so annoying.
It's the rolls. You get
know.
you get between a 7 and a 9. It's like, well, you're kind of getting what you want done, but something bad's happening here too.
And I was like, if I was playing a different character, I think I would have just let him be.
Honestly, if I were in your shoes, I would have let him be.
Nah, she's
I would have assumed him dead.
Nah,
She,
I like
nah.
Yeah, no,
Nah.
you guys made it out with Pete. I tried to be as I tried to warn as much as I could with imagery that thing was combustible at the moment, but
I didn't quite catch that.
I liked
But we
it, though.
lived.
Yeah,
that was
was good.
great.
you're all alive.
I was ready when when Kirran said to blow that thing to Mars, I was like, I've got dynamite and a plunger in my stuff. I'm gonna blow this place. But then you guys started shooting, and I was like, well, all right, guess this sounds good.
Dynamite and the plunger probably would have gotten you there a little bit safer, question mark, but...
But that anime
really?
bullet, fuck you.
Yeah, the fuck you anime bullet was great. You guys enjoy it?
Yeah.
That was a good time.
Yeah, and it felt nice because like everybody got to have kind of a little thing because it was so story driven rather than like getting super caught up in numbers and dice and how many of this and how many of that.
I want to keep it simple. Just these are the stats, and you have perks to play off of them.
I think that makes it more fun, especially when you're trying to tell a story. Like, I like that I was like, no, I want to do this dumb thing. Like, the outcome is the answer, but I can still at least try. Like, I thought that was fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, freedom is the point. Do what you want to do, whatever that may be. Obviously, there are limits. Like, if you say wanted to lift the, like, basically if you wanted to pick up that mountain with your bare hands, you're not rolling for that. That's not happening.
Yeah.
Why not?
So much for an open world game.
Oh man, that's where power level comes in. If you want to be able to lift mountains, you gotta scale up your shit.
There's
Fair.
a perk for that.
There is a perk.
I appreciated the like bending the rules a little to let me TK the rope. That was fun. Like,
Oh
normally
my
I can only lift a
God.
pound, but I was like, nope, we're doing this fucking Looney Tunes bullshit.
Number one rule is the rule of fun, and that's not necessarily bending the rules. It's more like you're able to manipulate anything that weighs like a pound or less freely. That's just the ability.
Oh, but anything more.
Anything
would
more
take a
than that
roll?
that would cause you to struggle would be like you have to like roll for that.
Okay.
Mm.
What was
I
that
love
one
how-
guy that I scared away?
That one guy was was a bounty hunter looking for
Grant.
Grant, which you guys
Oh, yeah,
ended up
that's right.
finding. Which you guys
Yeah,
ended
yeah.
up finding in the tavern.
Yeah,
Okay.
which we encountered.
I love
Okay,
how we avoided him and then immediately found him.
I thought you guys were gonna go straight to the mines just to like go looking for old Pete. He's like, no, we're gonna go to the bar. I'm like, well, that'd be the first place this guy went. So okay.
Oh damn it! Well, the old
I even
main
brought it
character
up!
thing made me scared.
No, that was fun. That was
No, you
good.
did good. You did good. You choose what to do, and I tell you what happens. That's cooperative storytelling.
Didn't even look at the old gold mill.
Well,
I
it's
feel
gone
like you're-
now.
You're even more at the mercy of the DM or the GM.
Which I'm
this.
okay with personally.
Yeah.
Like I like that more just because it's like okay, the person who set up this campaign and like has an idea of like all of their possibilities laid out. They can like they don't have to be like, well, I didn't come up with a contingency for someone getting like this absurd roll with this weird thing. It's a lot easier to
Right.
kind of like not so much railroad, but be able to go like, all right, this is like of the options I've laid out, this most likely leads here, and can kind
Yeah.
of like finagle it that way.
It definitely plays
Yeah.
more to the style that I like to play, which is I like being more improvisational. I don't have a lot of notes going into a lot of my sessions. This is like I know what's happening in the world as people are going through it,
Yeah.
but it's at the same time, this system is also like kind of giving you guys a lot more freedom to fuck with whatever it is that I'm doing, because the option to do anything means you can do anything. Asking questions, saying like, "What's in this room? What's over there? Can I do this?" Yeah, sure. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. I just like not getting bogged down in numbers. Shit was fast.
Yes,
And in any
yeah.
other role playing system, that one encounter with the people in the cave would have been
Would
like,
have that would have been
20
like
minutes.
Mm-hmm.
a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, that's
A long time.
I like D&D, but that's honestly my least favorite part of it is the combat. I'm not like a numbers junkie, and combat in D&D can go like a half an hour, even if you're like just fighting one thing. Whereas in this, having like
yeah.
having a static health pool for all the things that you're running with, and knowing that, oh, you shot this thing in the chest, it's not just gonna like walk that shit off. It's going to feel it. And, you know, if it's of sound, like you stab a guy in the hand for 2 damage. In D&D, that's like, ha, fuck you. In this, it's like, fuck no, oh, god damn it. Like, you took,
Yeah.
you got
Real
stabbed
world
in the goddamn hand.
consequences. in a way.
Yeah, maybe suddenly reconsider using a knife when you brought up like, oh, you need to have special training to not make this lethal. And I was like, oh no! All I wanted was like to threaten and maybe cut off a finger.
Nope.
To be fair, with the amount of damage a knife can do, the odds of you making it lethal are slim to none with one attack.
That's true.
Unless you're real good at using it.
Those take perks as well.
True.
The coup de grace.
Yeah, if you wanna deck out your fucking knife, like serrate that edge and then
Oh my
spec into a weapons master build or something. Yeah, you can probably kill somebody with a knife pretty quickly.
Oh my god. Blah.
But a standard novice wielding a knife, you're not gonna kill the guy in one go.
Well,
that's my
comforting, I guess.
tangents. But Kirran, you said you had to run. Sorry if I kept you a little later than you were.
It's cool. It's
Yeah,
fine.
thanks for joining in, bro. Happy to have you here.
Yeah, that was fun.
And for the
Good
rest of
to
you
talk to you,
out
Kirran.
there, we'll see you guys next time at the table. Later, partners.
Bye, y'all.
Lighter.
See ya.